What's the deal, my people? You know this Don 20 Tough Line. I'm back at you another one. And this one is dating online, modern women dating online. Is this something that is good to do? Does this work for you? I want to know how you feel about it. And obviously, I'm a man, so I cannot tell you exactly how it is for women. So I have to have women with me. And I do have a woman that will be rocking with me here to discuss this topic very soon. First, let me give a shout out to this one cat. I was on his show earlier today. His name is the lead attorney, and he had me on there, and I appreciate him having me on there. So definitely, check out the lead attorney if you're into topics such as this. He was on there, and if you watch his last episode, you see the Don up on there and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So let's give shout outs to the people in the chat who are rocking with us right now. And then we're going to talk about this after dark topic. Now, when we do these after talk streams from now on, it's going to be obviously they're going to be the same like we always do them and stuff. And so it's going to be you know what I mean. We're going to talk like adults. You know what I mean. So if you don't want that adult talk, then you shouldn't probably watch these. But we'll have specific topics dealing with these streams and stuff like that. It'll be as of this one. This one's talking about dating online, and we'll be talking about dating online. And that's the way we try to keep the topics good. We try to keep the topics something that could help people or something like that, or whatever we feel like talking about at that time and everything else like that. You know what I mean? But shout outs to everyone. Let's go through the people that are here rocking with us right now. We got from the Lady in the Don podcast, Ella Mars in the building. AK47's up in the building. OTDA is up in the building, dropping the lead attorneys link in there. Thank you very much for doing that. Val287 is in the building. Mandrell is up in here rocking with us. Muhammad is in the building rocking with us. Thank you all people who have come out here. Peter Griffin, always showing respect and showing love, and as always with us. And I appreciate you all coming out here and rocking with us and rocking with me. Jess is in the building rocking with me right now and talking about this. It's pretty obvious that this isn't the normal stuff that I be talking about on this channel. This is not, Thrones or a television show, things like that. But we're not really, we're trying to branch out into something else. So we're going to keep doing what we're doing. What up to Sassy T? This chick is on her own time schedule right now because she should have been here a long time ago and she still ain't here yet. But that is what happens to that's ladies do their thing on that time. So we'll wait for her before we really jump into this and stuff. And then when she gets here, I'll pull the picture down and everything else like that. Or maybe I'll pull the picture down now. Yeah. All right, we'll pull the picture down now and everything. And what I'm going to do is, I'm not just going to talk about this myself. Obviously, I have someone on here with me, but I'm gonna put the link in the chat so if people want to join in and they got something to say about, or you don't like what I'm saying, you got some problem with what I'm saying, you want to get on here and say something, we'll drop the link in the chat so that you can come out here and participate in this too. All right. So we definitely will do that and a little bit after this person gets here, if she does get here and anything else. But I would hope so. Jeez, next time I'm just gonna do the stream and tell it's like a half an hour earlier time and stuff like that. And that would be it. Maybe it should be on time. All right, so dating online for modern women and people in general. I would think that I've had nothing but nightmares on dating online myself. I have not had a good online date in my whole life. There's a lot of times you show up there, you know what I mean, and you have good intentions. Because what other choices do we really have nowadays but to date like that? We don't really have a lot of choice. It's not like you're going to be able to go there and meet somebody in church like they always say, right? That really is not going to happen. It's not like you're going to be able to go to a grocery store and walk into someone in the grocery store. I don't think that's the case. I don't think you're going to be able to do that. You know what I mean? Back in the day, quite possibly you could. Now, if you live in a place like New York, like I was just talking to my man Alfonso, and he was telling me, get in New York City, you get on the subway, you run into people in the subway. And I think that that does happen if you live in a city like New York City, that that still can happen. But realistically, most people you meet are at your job, right? If you're going to hook up with someone or get in a relationship with someone, usually that happens at the workplace. All right. So if you work in a place where there's not a lot of people from the opposite sex or people that you're interested in don't work there, then you have to resort to online dating. And online dating in itself, it's a good thing and it's a bad thing. You know what I mean? It depends how. I haven't had a good experience with it, but maybe some people have. OTDA says that's why online dating doesn't work. You just got to get off with someone till you can meet them to actually f them. That's the extent of online dating. Yeah, now that is kind of what online dating. I think online dating is more of a. It's just to bang somebody out. You know what I mean? That's usually what it comes down to when it's dealing with me. Like it's really to me like you date online. It's just you just meet people just to smash them. Uh, I don't know people who have online dating. Now you see commercials and everything else of people who have done online dating and somehow they have managed these relationships. They say they got married. I don't know if they're paid actors or whatever. And I'm sure that it's possible for it to happen and everything else. But I don't think that that's feasible that it happens all the time. We got Tamara Anthony's in the building rocking with look at that new picture right there. Oh my God, look at that one. See that's the way it's supposed to be right there. That's the way the picture's supposed to be. That is the way it is supposed to be. Now, I've seen a lot of other people on YouTube talk about dating and talk about being dating people and everything else. But taking advice from these people that I'm seeing, I don't think they're the right ones to get us. All right, we finally have her in here. She's on her own time, obviously, so we can tell. But we do have her in here now. That is the one, the only Anastasia.
Um, I wasn't on my own time, but my internet was.
Okay, all right. Well, that's the same difference, right? Because but you're here, and that's what counts.
Okay. Can you hear me on this mic?
Yeah,
Is
we
it
can hear
okay?
you.
Okay.
Yep, very good. Hi, how have you been?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. All right, so we're talking about online dating in the modern world, and is it an effective tool to meet someone that you're trying? Now, when I talk about dating, to me, all right, if you're dating someone, everything to me is supposed to end in marriage. Now, maybe I'm from a different generation, but that's to me, if you're dating someone, the end game is marriage to me. Like that's the whole sense of dating. That's what it's supposed to be. So is that what you look at it as when you're dating someone? Is dating to you the end game? Not if everything worked out in a perfect world, that eventually you're trying to get married to this person. And I don't know if she is frozen. And if she is frozen, it's in a very good position. All right, so she has dropped out and everything else. I think yeah, she said her internet is lagging up and everything else. All right, we'll bring her right back in. Let's see if this one works better. All right, you're
OMG.
back.
This is why I'm late because our internet with the storms, it's been going in and out all day. So
All right. Did
my
you hear
bad.
my last question that I asked you?
Yeah, you're talking about internet dating, which is
Yeah.
interesting because the topic on my podcast this week is if you met somebody in the DM and then you dated them after, how did that go?
All right.
So
All
it's
right.
interesting that you brought up this topic. I've done a lot of online dating. Mainly, I think too, because I've lived in places where there weren't that many black men, and that's
Correct.
typically who I date.
Mm-hmm.
So it has forced me to do way more online dating than probably I want to. And I've had like some shitty stories.
All right. We're gonna
Like
go
I could
through all
probably
these
write a book.
stories. We're gonna go through all these stories. So I'm saying when you do date someone, like to me, dating, if you're dating someone, the end game should be marriage. Is that what you date for? Like if everything worked out
Yes.
perfectly. So like I'm not willing, like if I date you and I go on a date with you, what I'm doing within that first date that I'm going that is I'm saying to myself, all right, is this woman I can smash, or is this a woman that I could actually be with for the rest of my life? That those are the two thoughts that I don't like to use the word vetting, but that's basically what's going on, right?
Hmm.
I think that it may be the same for you. Like, I vet the person, I'm vetting the person right off the bat to see which category this person falls into. Is
Yes.
it going to be someone I could just smash, or is it going to be someone that I can marry? Now, when you date somebody, what are you looking for when you with the initial date?
Yeah, I don't even waste my time at this point dating somebody without a potential goal of a long-term relationship or marriage.
Yeah, I would think so, right? I mean, for men, I think it's a little different because we have a lot of testosterone, we're horny, and we do, and men will smash just about
But
everything. It's
but
just
is that dating?
it is a dating. I mean, no, it's the first date is. I mean, do you consider if you're smashing somebody for like on a steady basis and you're just that person, but you have no intention on marrying that woman, is that still considered dating?
Yeah, you're still dating her. You're just leading her on.
That's the leading on, and I think that's the problem. I think that's what happened with a lot. I would listen. That's the way it is with me. Like the first couple of dates, the first date, I'm trying to. I really got that figured out. If what type of where this is gonna go. I think it doesn't take me 3 to 4 dates to figure this out. I really get it in the first date. Uh, is this just gonna be someone that I'm gonna get the rocks off on, or is this just gonna be someone that I could potentially be with for the rest of my life? And that's what I'm after. That's what I want to do. I want to find someone that I could be with for the rest of my life. That's the intention. But I will take option number two if I have to. I will go. I will take door number two. Behind curtain number one is relationship for the rest of my life. Behind curtain number two is you gonna get smashed. All right.
Curtain too, though, and I have been victim to that scenario where a guy kind of just wasted a lot of my time, and that karma will really come back to fuck with you.
It
Like it
does.
will it and it'll make it even more difficult for you to meet a partner that gives a damn, and more than likely the next woman that you actually care about won't give a fuck about you because
Uh,
she probably had the guy before her do what you did to the last one.
well, I'm saying, see, me personally, now I think that if guys do that, then it's wrong. Now I am very honest about it. I say it straight up. Like, I'm not someone who's going to lead someone on and say I am going to sleep with you with potential of us being together. I don't think that. Now, is that important? Like, say, do you have to have sex with someone to know if you could spend the rest of your life with them? I mean, I think
Yes.
you have to, right?
Well,
I
some
have to.
people don't. Some people are virgins when they get married,
Yeah,
and
those are
I
Quakers, and they don't really
I
exist
I
anymore in this
I
world.
personally could not do that. Some have chosen a life of celibacy before marriage, which is it's to each his own. Like if that's working for you, by all means do so. But I could not imagine going into a marriage at my age at this point in my life to be disappointed the rest of it. There's just no damn way.
Exactly. We got the flashy brown in there saying like my if my goal is to smash him, then I'll be upfront about it. And that's what it's all about, right? But I have to have sex with you in order to see if you could be my wife or we could be together. I have to do that. All right, because there's certain things I need to know. You know what I mean? There's certain things I need to know. And there's things that can be taught. Everyone has their own kinks, right? Everyone's into whatever they're into. Now, I don't know what other people are into, but you could be into a lot of things. Some people like to get whipped, right? You have to find out if this woman is willing to whip you, if this is something that you want, right? So you can't just spring that on somebody after you marry them, and then you get in a honeymoon and pull out a cat of nine tails and say spank me across the ass cheeks. That has to be established before
Does it
you
though?
get married. Yeah, it does. I think so.
Some things you might not feel necessarily um open to right away, but as time goes on in a relationship, you might be more open to trying new things. And you yourself actually might get bored, and beforehand maybe you weren't. So like you've seen many married couples that might start a relationship off like monogamous, and then 10 years in they're like, maybe we should try swinging. So, and that was maybe something they never discussed prior to. So,
And yeah,
I don't
those
know.
relationships are
Man,
on the
Doll
way
says
out.
yes, it does, Anna.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, if I came in looking like this, you can let me do whatever I want to do.
All right, all right, but that has to be established before we walk down the aisle. Like you just can't spring something else on that. What if there's some? All right, you marry somebody, you're with somebody, right? You're with a man, and you marry this man, and now you're married to this guy. You met him online dating, and you hit it off. You've been working. You've been hanging out for a couple of years goes by, because probably I would say at the age we're at, probably 3 years to marriage. Like that's like the age I think I'm around. I think I'm like a 3 4 year. If I'm not married to you in 3 4 years, then I'm never gonna marry you. So it's a 3 to 4 year thing with me. So say some guy, not me. All right, I want everyone to check. I'm not talking. I'm just hypothetical. God damn it! So don't put this on your boy to die. Say Anna, you're dating some guy, right? 3 4 years or what down the line, you're about to get married to him, and then you're married, and then you jump in the bedroom, and you're on your honeymoon, and this guy pulls out a strap on and is like, "I need you to fuck me up the butt." Now, this is something that should have been discussed prior to you getting married. Maybe you don't like to what is it called, pegging? Is that
Yeah,
the technical
but
term? Maybe you're not a pegger. But if this
well,
guy was into pegging, I think that's something you need to find out before you get married.
this is what I would say. I think it wouldn't necessarily be what you will do, but I think it's more so what you will not do. Like what are absolute deal breaker no nos on what you want done to you or what you would do to somebody else.
That's a deal breaker for me. Like if a chick says that she needs to do that to get off, we can't be together. All right, because you're not gonna get off on me like that. It's just not gonna happen. So I need to know
That's
these
a
things.
big one though. I
Yeah,
mean,
that's a
that's
big. Well, I'm sure they make smaller ones, but either or, big or small, that's something that's not going inside of me. You know what I mean? Regardless of it. So I'm just saying, if you're into something like that, I think that needs to be discussed beforehand.
I mean, I would never because I'm going to be talking about this too. But one of the questions I had in my podcast this week or this past week was, has anybody tried something on you in bed that you totally hated and did not like? And for me, it was definitely anal because it was kind of like snuck up on me, and I didn't feel like
All
prepared
right,
for it or
all
prepped
right.
for it.
Let's go through this real quick.
Oh, this question.
Yeah, how did he sneak anal up on you? I mean, what do you mean sneak up? Did he just was doing something and said surprise and was up in your ass?
Because
I
you're
mean,
having sex,
how did that happen?
he's hitting it from the back. You're
Yeah.
you're pretty inebriated, and then
Mhm.
all of a sudden he slides a dick in your ass.
That's a quick slide.
It is a very quick slide,
Yeah,
which is why you can see why I was like, I don't know why you would think that would be the move.
yeah. That's that's not a good surprise. I would take it. That's I
I mean,
don't.
by the time it was going, I mean, it wouldn't be my first go to. It didn't feel bad once it was going, but the initial, I was like, what the, like, it was just like, took me completely out of what was happening.
I would think so. 'Cause I would think that you have to, when you do that to a woman and stuff, you have to, you got to get her ready for it.
Yes.
You can't just shove your. Well, I guess that probably depends on the size of your what you're working with. Maybe
I don't
some
care what
people,
size you are.
yeah, maybe some people that got the pinky size that this goes in there and you don't even know they're in there. But I would think if you're an average sized guy or above average, you can't just throw your dick up someone's ass, right?
Like,
I would
anal
think you
sex
have
is
to do
very
something better.
invasive on a body if you're not prepared for it or you've never done it. And so I never was with that person again after that. Like, and I felt it took like days for my body to feel back to normal.
Hmm.
not that it hurt, it just didn't feel right, you know?
Yeah,
And so I was just like, this is not okay. I never want that done to me again. And now I'm like very specific. If I'm done, like, don't even think about it. Don't even attempt to slip in that direction. I don't think so.
so that ruined it for every other guy
It
in the
ruined
world.
it. It totally ruined it.
So now you don't feel you could ever do that
I
again.
don't want to do it. I have no desire to
Someone
do it.
needs to find this man and shoot him because he fucked up. For every one of you guys, every guy out there, this dude ruined it for everybody right here. So he needs to get work. The question for Lady Starful, let's go through this. She said, here's a question for the ladies. This is y'all ladies in the chat.
Mhm.
If you're going out with someone for 8 years and no proposal, would you dump him? Oh, and the person is not me, by the way. 8 years. I'm I'm going to give you. I know it's a question for the ladies, but as a man, all right, I'm going to tell you this, and I know it's not you, Lady Starfall. If a man dates you for 8 years and he hasn't proposed to you, he's never going to. That's the bottom line. He has no intention in marrying you. That's the bottom line. 8 years, if he's with you that long, he has no intention of marrying you. And that's just the bottom line. So if that person, you want to get married to this person, you gotta drop it on them and say, listen, I've been here for 8 fucking years right now. You're either gonna marry me or I'm out the door. You gotta put it down. Now they could be a person who says, I never want to get married, but 8 years is way too long, especially at our age right now. You can't. That's almost a damn near decade, right? You can't do 8 years. No, that's as long as Game of Thrones lasts. Like you can't go through the whole series of Game of Thrones and not be married by the end. If you start watching season 1 together, you should be married by the time you get to season 6. All right.
Well,
If not, then there's a problem. I mean, you can't go through the whole Walking Dead, the whole show, and not be married by the end of it. That's my opinion. How do you feel about that?
I spent over a decade with a person and was not proposed to, um, and was had talks, all this stuff about marriage, all those things, children, and I think it was just like deflections to like get me to not go somewhere. And so now being out of it, I'm like, this person was never going to propose me. Like they were never going to do it. They literally just wasted my good years. Really, is what they did.
They do it. Lady Starfall is doing a follow-up. She said, "I think there's also a financial situation. That's bullshit.
Yeah, I think
You're
that's bullshit.
saving up for 8 years? No, this is bullshit. Now listen, you could have been married and then have a bigger ceremony when you could afford it. It does. You can go to Vegas. You can do something small. You can have something with just your immediate family members, and you can save up later on for that. That to me is an excuse. If he's telling her that, that's just an excuse he's given to oh I want to be able to get you the right ring, girl. Because most girls, when they're in love, they take $1,000 ring
Yes.
just to be married. And if you want to go back later and put four more thousand,
Upgrader.
add some diamonds to it, then they do it. But they'll take that $1,000 ring.
She knows it. She knows she's dating you for 8 years. She knows your financial situation. So if it was about money, do you think she'd be sticking around or asking to get married if the breaking point was what size the ring is? I doubt it. No woman is sticking around for that long for what size the ring is if you already know the financial situation of the person you're dating. That makes no sense.
No, sir. Lady Starfall, you want me to speak to this lady to bring her ass to this show? See, I'm here. I'm going to give you the real advice, and I'm going to expose some men's secrets if I have to. Unfortunately, I will. I will expose them more. I'm here. You know what I mean. I'm not going to sugarcoat stuff either. I'm gonna let you know the truth and stuff. I'm not here. You can look at me as the sexy black Dr. Phil. All right, because that's what that's what's going down here with this right here. Uh, because yeah, she's getting played each and every way, and she's giving this guy the best years of her life, and she's gonna have nothing to show for it in the end. And that's gonna be her own fault for sticking around all this time and everything else. Tamara says, "A lady, I have been with someone for a while, and we're like roommates. We're not compatible." Yeah, so when you get to that stage
Mm-hmm.
of the roommates of basically sharing bills when it comes to that point in that relationship, you got to go. I mean, I know it's comfortable because they're probably splitting the bills, but that's not going to help you in the long run. And in the end, that's going to hurt you. You know, so to me, I would think it's time that you have to start. We have a super chat. Thank you for the super chat. I truly appreciate it. For the generous donation. It says, "Hey Tony, what is the best time to discuss trying new freaky things in the bedroom? Over time, individuals and couples become more open minded. The best time to discuss it. I'm gonna let you answer this first, Anna. Then what's the best time to discuss new free? Like if you're in a relationship, your guy all of a sudden wants to suck your foot. When would the best time be for him to present that information for you that he wants to suck your foot? Should he do it in while having sex? Should that come up, or should that be something beforehand?
Well, the few times that I've had a guy that liked to suck my toes, um, I knew that they had a foot fetish prior to that, so I just assumed that that probably was going to happen. Um, so that wasn't a surprise for me. Um, I did talk about having another conversation um in my podcast. I was talking about when sex was not very good, like how you have that conversation. So it's kind of similar to me. Is there were like different steps that you want to take to prepare that person for that conversation and to prepare yourself for it. And you want to go into it with the expectation that there could be multiple reactions to what you have to say. So they could have a good reaction where they are receptive to what you're saying. They might get angry. Like you kind of have to be open to how they're going to respond to it. And also you want to do it in a safe space, and it shouldn't be done in a moment of emotion or like anger. So like let's just say you've been wanting to do something a little bit more freaky, but you're mad because they've been doing basic shit, and like you're in an argument and your reaction to them is, yeah, and that's why you don't fuck me right and blah blah. That should not be how it is. So it should be from a place where you've planned it out. You've got like specifically what you're looking to do, like preface it with, hey, I really love how our situation is. These are some areas in which I maybe would like to try. How do you feel about it? I think that's good.
I think it should be while you're having sex, like, or right when you're in the making out stage of it. Like right when the fingers are in action. I think is the best time to ask a woman anything. I think that's the time when your face is down there or your fingers is down there, and you come up for air. I think because that's when they're usually the most happy. So that'd be the most responsive.
Or you could be fucking up my concentration, and like you could say something crazy like, I really wish you'd piss on me. And if you do something like that while I'm like, I'm gonna be totally thrown off. Like I don't want to hear that. I do not want to hear some crazy freaky shit you want to do like that when I'm in the middle of enjoying myself. Like wait, do it before or wait till after.
Yeah, I think that's a
Okay.
different. Yeah, I think that's different. That's not freaky to me. Pissing on
For
someone.
some people that is.
That's not
That's freaky
freaky.
to them.
No,
Ask
pissing
the
is
chat.
not
Is,
freaky.
is being pissed on, it's called piss play. Does that feel freaky to you?
That's not
I didn't say you have to
freaky.
like it. I just said, is it freaky?
Yeah, but that's not to me. I don't consider piss play freaky. All right.
Because you don't like it.
Who does? I don't know anybody
There
does.
are people out there that like piss play.
I just say that's not freaky. Like, girl, I want to piss
For
on you.
for you
Yeah,
though,
no, to anyone. I don't
it
think
is.
that's
It's
like
it's
that's
freaky
not
for people that
freaky.
like
That's
it,
not a
Tony.
freak. Like freaky to me is
Yes,
like
it's
you
freaky
know.
for people that like it.
I don't know. Ask people in the chat. What up to Gray Area rocking with us right now? The people in the chat, straight up, is piss play considered freaky to you? Is that
It,
something that
it
you
it
consider?
doesn't mean you have to like
No, no,
it.
no, no. But when you hear someone say, "I want to get freaky with you," like that song, "Girl, I want to get freaky with you," are you thinking of piss play? Is that what pops up in your mind? Because that would pop up in my mind, goddamn it. That's not what I'm
No, I
thinking
tell you,
about.
you said piss play freaky.
Like I think you should ask, but going back to the super chat question, I'd say right after she has the orgasm, the first one that you give her, I think that is the time to say you want to introduce something else. Because I think that is when she'll be most open because she's just had an orgasm. most likely she's gonna want another because girls are greedy. Girls can't just have one orgasm. They're greedy. You're gonna have to give them at least two.
Yep.
So right before you're doing the other one, I think that is the time to introduce the question with some freaky stuff. Gray says it's kinky, not freaky. I hear myself in an echo. Is that you? Am I? Is that you have headphones on? Is that
I don't know. I didn't have an echo before.
1 2 1 2 1 2? All right, it's gone. It's gone. All right, yeah. So yeah, I think that would be the time to do it. At that particular time would be the thing. But go. We got Phil Issues guys in the building rocking with us right now. But as I said, when you're dating online, it brings up a whole bunch of situations. You could be in a situation where something like this happens to you, right? You go out there and you know, when you're looking at the pictures and stuff and you see these pictures of these people and you get fooled because these women are masters of the camera. All
She
right.
doesn't look bad, Tone. She just looks like she didn't give a fuck that day. I
I'm
don't think
saying
that
I'm
she
saying
gave a fuck.
if I get this picture on the left and then the girl on the right shows up on the date, that's not fair. That's just not fair. You know what I mean? It's not fair. I mean, you can't do stuff like that to people. It's just not right, and that's what you have to deal with when you deal with online dating. You have to deal with situations like this, right?
I
I mean,
mean,
who wants to deal with that stuff?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think like because I wear makeup, so obviously I'm going to look a lot more glamorous or whatever. But when I don't have makeup on, I don't look like a completely different person. I
This
think
do, this does though.
I think it's I don't even know if that's the same person. I mean, even her skin is not even the same color. So
That looks like her because it looks like she's got some lip plumper on or something. You know what I mean?
yeah, like my features are all the same. I mean, she's kind of done the most. I'm not gonna lie. She kind of did the most on this, but
But this is what you have to run into when you deal with dating online. When you deal with online dating, you have to deal with situations like this. Now, this guy, we can look in his eyes right here. We can see that this is either income tax. The girl just got income tax. Something happened here to make this man's face look like this, and he's in the picture. You know what I mean? So it could be. So I tell women, when the income tax time come around, watch yourself.
income tax. Is that when he's also going to try to put a baby in you?
I'm saying he gonna put anything in you to walk away with a PlayStation 5.
Oh, jeez. I mean, the things people are doing now for a PS fucking 5. I mean, I can just think about what's the worst thing I've done. I don't know. I don't really operate that way, but who knows? I mean, desperate times, for some people.
I guess it is. Listen, you gotta do what you gotta do. But I'm just telling the truth to y'all people. All right, I'm just telling you the truth. I'm trying to help you out here. I don't want to see y'all get in trouble out here. I'm trying to see. I want y'all to have good successful relationships, and I'm trying to help you here. And I'm just saying that at certain times you have to watch. You know what I mean, and stuff like that. Sure. So we got Sonic saying he's going for that green card. He going for something,
I
right?
mean,
He going for something. Great F. Did you recently get catfished, Tony? No, no. I have been catfished before online. One chick I went out with one time, and these pictures on her thing was just amazing. And I remember she was just like, "Oh, my nickname is J Lo because my booty is so this and that." And I was like, "Oh, damn, yeah, girl."
that's what you get.
And then I looked at the thighs, because the pictures, she wasn't like turned around. You only see the front, but the thighs, kind of matched what you would expect from that to be there. So I get out there and I went out there and I'm telling you, I walked right past this chick because had no idea it was her. I had no idea. I walked right past her. And then she
I mean,
came
was her
back
face
and
that bad?
grabbed me and turned around. And I'm saying the pictures she had up, I don't even know if it was her, but if it was her about 25 years. Because she had to be at least 66, 67 years old when she came. At least. At least. And her ass looked like
No,
a backwards ramp.
no.
Her ass looked like a backwards skateboard ramp. It just like sloped all the way in. It was like shoo, just sloped right in. Like there was no, like she had big thighs, but there was nothing going on there, And I couldn't believe it, but I still went on a date with her. And then I remember, like when we sat down to eat, and I was like, yeah, you can order what you want. She's like, go ahead and she said, go and order. I was like, order what you want, and she was like, well, I like to eat. I was like, go right ahead and eat. So this chick's eating, and while she's eating, she's talking at the same time, and I'm saying food was spraying at me every
Oh,
time,
no.
and I was dodging it, like moving to the side of it, boom, 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 and she was like, ping, 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 like she was trying to catch me with it, and it was all flying out of her mouth. It was a terrible situation. And then I remember how I got out of it was that we got done with that, and then she was like, I had to go. The mall was right next to the place we ate. She's like, I gotta go to the mall and grab something. I was like, yeah, I'll follow you right in. And then she drove into the mall, and I just kept going straight. And that was the end. That was the end of my thing.
She drove into the mall and I kept
She
going.
turned in, and I zoom. I had to just keep going on that situation.
What were you supposed to be doing at the mall? Just
She had to
shopping?
go. She wanted to pick something up there. She had to pick something up in the mall, and I was
Oh.
just like, I gotta go. I'm sorry. I just got. And then she texted me. That's never happened to me in my life. I said, you. That shit ain't never happened to me. Who you talking about?
Well, maybe all the other times, girl, you weren't shooting your shot at somebody completely out of your league. Maybe those other occasions you were like within the realms of what you qualify for. How do you feel about that? How do you feel about people shooting their shot?
At me?
Shooting their shot outside of what should be the realm of possibility for them.
I think everyone has to have confidence in themselves. And I think everyone has to know their self-worth, right? And I say, shoot for the stars, because you never know when it's going to work. So you should shoot for anything you could get. Shoot it. The worst thing that could happen is the person just say no, and then you move on to the next person. But one of those times,
I just think that's doing the most. I just think you need to not do that.
Why?
I need you to.
So you're saying that there's guys that know they shouldn't be trying to date you, that hit on you, and you get offended by that.
I'm very offended. I'm offended
Why?
by the thought that you even thought that was a possibility for you. I want you to do either maybe 2 steps up from you or maybe 2 steps below. But you shooting 13 steps ahead of you, no, come back to earth. Because now I look like the bad guy because I'm looking at you sideways.
All right, so Lady Starfolk says, Teflon, what's your type? All right, so I had a type, but now my type has changed. My type is actually.
Tell me about it.
It has changed. I used to date all the time, I used to date big booty women also. Like that was my thing. But now I'm not doing it anymore. I'm done with that. I'm done with it.
Ran into too many butterfaces.
I'm done. Listen,
when you get kitties, this has to be on point.
That's true. That's true. I'm not gonna lie. There's been many of women that I only wanted to do doggy style and not do in any other way. and that's just what it. Don't let Jackie see he lying. Don't be telling me what I'm
You
doing,
know what,
Jackie.
Jackie? He might be lying because I don't know if he'd ever turn down a fat ass. I just highly doubt it,
That
but
is not
we'll let
true.
him believe that for now.
I'm telling you. So you liking skinny chick? I'm not saying skinny, but I'm saying I like chicks with shapely booties, but it doesn't have to be gargantuan. It doesn't have to be super huge. It's a good. I need a shape back there.
He doesn't need to be the last of the Mohican
No, it doesn't have to be
of ass.
it does not have to be the greatest ass of them all or anything like that. You know what I mean? I have to get away from that. I look at my life and I say, where has that gotten me? In all these years, you know what I mean? I'll say I was with my kid's mom for 18 years. She's a skinny woman. That's the longest relationship I ever had, right? And she's a skinny woman. She didn't have a big booty at all. She had decent sized boobs, and I had two kids with her, right? So I I felt like I needed to have something else, and I've been with big booty women, but I've never been able to maintain a relationship with them for a long time. You know, so I just when I look at the facts and I do the matrix on this situation, it seems to me that that's a better fit for me. And I'm going to tell you too. You know, a little. Some of these big booty women are kind of lazy. They. I mean, they know how to arch their back perfectly, but that's like their only maneuver. Like these skinny girls, they jump up and down on you like a pogo stick. Like they're about that life. You
Well,
know,
they don't have very much equipment that they're carrying around either.
They
It's a lot.
they don't. But I'm saying some of these girls is doing the goddamn thing on there, you know. And when you look at sex, when I look at sex and everything else, I just think that what is that? Maybe an hour or two out of the day. So you know, I still have 22 hours that I have to deal with this person. So if it's just I'm only attracted to him because of that, that's what it is. I like to the missionary position. I like to
Yeah,
look down
sure.
on a beautiful face and just stroke the hair and see that beautiful face looking back at me. That means a lot to me, you know. So no, I would say so. I don't really think of having that I have a different type or anything like that. I just think that you know I am not going to not saying like I'm not going to not uh in, entertain a woman just because she has a smaller booty than I normally would have uh, dated. I'll entertain anything. I'll entertain anything. I'll entertain
I
other
mean,
things.
it seems at this point you'll just turn them around anyway.
Oh, I won't just do that. I don't want to be like that anymore. I'm trying to be.
It's
I'm
that
doing.
way, girl.
You know, I'm trying to be nice as everything else like that. I'm trying to be nicer and
I mean,
everything else.
God knew better than to give me a an ass because it would have been a wrap for these hoes out here. He had to give me one or the other.
Yeah, you don't need them. You don't need an ass when you have boobs like yours. I mean, you're
So
not that's too
it
much.
almost feels unfair.
It would be unfair. That's not fair for the rest of the women in this earth. Why would you? You're not allowed to be blessed like that. That's just
Yeah,
not
it's
the way.
just it's a lot. I don't know. Sometimes I think though, maybe do I want the ass though? Sometimes, like when I have to like wear like certain outfits and tops, I'm like, man, if I just had like a C or D cup, I'd be cool. I'd be totally fine if I had a
Mm-hmm.
really fat ass.
Living in my rap sheet. She says, "Doggy feels so fucking good, but looking at the face first gives different level of pleasure. Seeing their face pleasure, it does. You know what I mean? It truly does. It truly makes you care more about the person. I think when you can
Yes,
look at their face.
more
Uh,
intimacy.
yeah, I think that's more of a thing when you just bend them over. And ladies, if this is happening to you, you know." And you're with your man, and he's just, you know, trying to get that lazy side booty in the morning all the time or do something like that, then there's a problem going on here. Something else is going on. and everything else like that. Mara says that my mom has a double blessing, and it's some old BS.
I'm pissed. I'm pissed. I'm
Well,
pissed about that.
I wouldn't say that. That's how you got here, Mara. So
Right. And
it
that's
was a
why you're so
blessing.
stunning.
That's how you are who you are, and that's a blessing all the way around. You know what I mean? So I would say that's a good thing. You know what I mean? That is just what it is. You know what I mean? Look, Alamar said, I can literally get off while seeing the pleasure they are having.
Yes. That's why I like giving head. The control.
Is that what it is for you when you give
Oh yeah.
head? You just like the control of giving head.
Oh yeah.
Now that's an
I
interesting
like
thing.
the control and I like the control of the pleasure.
Now, like a lot of, I don't know if a lot of black women are into giving head like that.
I don't know.
You
Black
know,
women in the chat. Are you into it?
I remember when I was younger, it was you never got head.
Mm.
Like it was like taboo to
Mm.
get like
We
chicks
made
were,
fun of women for doing it.
huh?
Like those women got teased, made fun of in school,
Yeah,
dragged in school, and that's the problem.
yeah. Because dudes would talk shit. Yo, she
Hmm.
sucked my dick last night. Yeah. Oh,
That's
word.
exactly what they would do.
And that's what would
Idiot.
happen. That's what they would do, and they ruined it for everybody else.
Ruined
Now,
it.
Helena says that she says yes, she's about giving head. She's about that life. And Mara says I like to control. She can't lie. She's
I'm
about
telling
that
you,
life.
baby. That control is everything. It's like when you have his life force like that, that's his life force, baby. You're in control.
Siren says it's boring. She doesn't like it. uh, uh,
See,
Lamar says,
Elamar
I am
likes
the opposite with that, Anna. I want to be controlled at that moment. I choose to give control.
see, Elamar is the one that lets them take the back of the head and do that. You're not, don't touch me. Don't touch my head.
Oh, all right. So there's a whole different. So when you're giving your head to someone, they're not allowed to grab the back
Put
of your
your
head.
hands up.
You like it's like you're a police officer.
Exactly.
See now I would just think that it's natural to want to grab the back of the head.
Because you want to be in control.
And you think that's what it is?
It is.
It's just about a control
You're
game.
controlling what's happening.
So you think that gains control back
Exactly.
when a guy does that? Yeah, he's gaining control back from that.
Yes. And I'm limiting it.
All right, and you eliminate. So you have to kill. So you rather them basically be handcuffed while you do this. This would be the ultimate thing for you.
They don't have to be handcuffs, but I tell them, put your hands above your head.
But not allowed to grab the boobs or nothing.
No, you can't. It's hard to do that. Well, I mean, if you can reach down that far.
Yeah, I can reach down that far. Yeah, I can reach down. I don't care if I got to use my knee to push it up to my head and grab it off that. But I'll get that motherfucker.
No, you're like, bitch, we gonna make this happen.
I'll get that motherfucker.
You turn to what's the guy's name? The superhero?
Ooh, Mr. Fantastic?
Yeah.
It feels like Tony would turn into Stretcher Armstrong if he has to. You got that right,
for
Phil.
real.
You got that right, Phil. I definitely will.
People, you pull out like arm extenders and shit, like with like little hands on the end. Like, I'm gonna touch your titties. I don't care.
I'm gonna get my hands in these. All right. So as I said, we'll open it up to people. We have 55 people in here watching with us. Thank you so much.
Thanks
We
for
want to know
joining,
about
Mom.
online dating. We're gonna bring people in and talk to them if they want to come on and have this chat with us, because I don't think it's not just about us. It's other people that have online stories. While we do that, Anna's going to tell us about one of her online dating nightmares.
Oh man. Fuck,
if you don't want to come, you don't have to.
I'm like, where do I begin? The list is so goddamn long. You know what's so funny to me is motherfuckers that want to date broke online.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, and then invite you out, like physically go out on a date. So I met a guy online. I don't think I've told this story. Maybe I don't think so, but did I tell it the one about the guy that looked like that he walked like a tortoise? Like,
I know. I never heard of this guy walking like a tortoise. No, I've never heard that at all. Not at all.
he had. I could have swore I did, but maybe I didn't. You guys let me know in the chat if this sounds familiar or not, because I have another one to replace it if it does. But I met him. He had these beautiful like gray hazel eyes. Like looked very handsome. And like back then, like we only had so much access. See, Jess remembers it. I did. So I was like, I know I told you guys about the tortoise guy that was broke and then invited me on a date and didn't even bring money to go on the date and like ordered water the whole time.
All right, so let's go. So there's a guy you met.
Yeah.
He looked like a tortoise. A turtle.
Why he walked like one. He had like terrible posture. You know, people that have terrible posture, so they like walk like this, like they're hump. It looked like a tortoise walking.
All right, so and you couldn't tell that from the pictures, like from
you can't. And it was before video chat.
All right, so this turtle-looking guy shows up on a date, and he has no money at all.
No money.
$0. All right.
According to him, he had no money.
So he asked you out on this specific day, knowing he didn't have, like, what did he think was going to happen when this jumped off?
I really don't know.
Because
I really don't know.
Because if I asked somebody out on a date, I would think that I would have enough to pay for them. And if something had came up, like say something emergency came and I had to spend all my money, and I just didn't have the money to go out with that person that day, I would cancel the date. I wouldn't just show up and say, "All right, let's just go. Maybe we can split a hot dog." So I wouldn't just show up thinking that. You know what I mean? So I don't understand this guy. This is a black man you're talking about.
Yeah, he's a black man that did that. I mean, I've had ones where like the guy, like we went on a few dates and we started dating, and then all of a sudden you see a post from him because I guess he forgot that he was also connected to me on Instagram, and it turns out he was proposing marriage to somebody else. Well, and he was just on a date with me maybe a couple weeks prior to that. I mean, just crazy shit like that. It's like unbelievable. I mean, just just no shame.
Yeah, it is no shame, and it's disgusting, and I couldn't even do it. Like, so I understand what you're saying. That people wasted. That's a total waste of time. I don't know what he thought. Maybe he was trying to write a movie. He needed some material, so he said, "Let me go out and see if this works." And I don't know what he was trying. Like,
I'll tell you what it is. I'll tell you. And a lot of times when some of this stuff happens, when it comes to stuff like that, like I've had multiple, like if I've dated some like white guys out, I've had multiples of those where I honestly think they had a black woman fetish.
Okay.
That they were trying to fulfill.
Okay.
And I've been on a few dates like that where like when you first start talking to them, it seems totally normal. And I live in Arizona, so you don't really have a choice but to kind of expand your horizons and date some different people. And you never know, you could meet the love of your life for all you know. So, I try to be open and kind of, date outside my box a little bit. And I'm going to tell you right now, I've dated maybe like 3 or 4 white guys in the past 4 or 5 years, and all of them were black women fetishing people. One of them was the one that was trying to propose to the woman. One was it's just all the scenarios were really weird, really fetishy weird.
I think it goes a lot when you date outside your race that you could be fetishized. I think it happens to black men a lot. I think a lot of black men that date white women outside the race that the white woman wants to, oh, I've heard that black guys have big ones. Let me find out for myself. I think a lot of it comes down to that rebellion against the parents, or especially when they're young, something like that. I think it comes down, and I think that's a problem that you have when dating outside your race. That a situation like that could arise. to you.
Demographics too, like if you think about your demographics, I think you get that more in places where there just aren't as many of you. And I think
Yeah.
that's where you get that fetish experience from. Like if I was down south, like if I was, I don't know, in Atlanta or something, and
Mm-hmm.
I met a white guy, or even in California, I don't think it's not going to be like that. It's the
Yeah.
ones where like it's very slim.
But I would say that you particularly would have, double duties here.
Yes, I get the
Because
blue fetishy ones and the black fetishy ones.
you have the boob fetish guys, and then the people who have black fetish. Because I'm sure that you have dealt with that. You know what
Yes.
I mean? All the time. Because I mean, it's probably given that that there's guys who just they see you and it's like, oh my god,
Yeah.
I got to see that for myself. I need to see that, and then especially white guys, because white guys love big boobs.
Yep.
So hey, see I'm sure that helps. AK says the fetishes suck majorly.
Yep.
I think that in that sense, it does. But I think that you can have a fetish and it could be a wholesome fetish. I think
Wholesome.
yeah,
What's a wholesome fetish? Tony, give me an example of a wholesome fetish.
a fetish where you
Give me
don't
an
hurt,
example.
where it doesn't hurt anyone,
But what's
where
wholesome about it?
because you like it. Yeah. What if it's a fetish about?
Oh,
I'm
give
trying
me,
to think of
give me a
something.
wholesome. Somebody in the chat, please name a wholesome fetish for me.
What if you like? Trying to think of something. What if you? What
But
about
that's
people?
not a fetish.
What sucking toes? All right, Mars
That's
is
not
sucking.
wholesome. Mara, sucking toes is not wholesome.
I mean, that's not.
That's not wholesome.
That's, I mean, it's not terrible. I would think.
It's not wholesome. It's not wholesome, baby. That's not wholesome.
I don't think that's
Okay.
I don't think that's bad. I understand. Let's see. Jackson, I will never understand men who like giant boobs with a flat, soggy butt. I am a straight woman, so I don't know why I would think I get it. I don't know. Flat, saggy butt. I don't know if anyone likes that.
I think you're probably more so thinking about women that get like those huge breast implants and then they look like this, and then they've got like a Wendy Williams.
All right. Yes. Wendy Williams would probably be flat,
I'm thinking
saggy
that's what
butt.
you're talking about, Jess, right?
Yeah, I think she would be flat, saggy butt. But there's some men who don't care about asses, though. Like they just don't. Like there's some men who don't care, who just so
No,
much
they don't.
into boobs and stuff. They don't care about the size of your ass at all. There's some guys who don't care. Listen, there's a lot of flat ass women out there who have many kids. I mean, flat ass women have ruled this country for a very long time, and that's just the
We ain't
bottom
ruled
line.
shit. We live in a patriarchy. We not this country. We're ruling other countries.
Who?
Women.
Women rule the world. They just don't know
We
it.
don't rule the United States.
You do.
Okay.
You do. You do. You just don't know it. You see, that's the AK hard pass on Wendy Williams. No, Wendy. Wendy is. I'm not gonna say anything bad about Wendy. I think that
P shape for me.
she I what the thing about Wendy Williams and this hurts, but I think I feel bad for her kind of.
Well, she got bad surgery.
She had bad surgery, and I think that, and this is the thing, this is the thing that she seems to be, from her being married to Kevin Hunter and the people that she grew up with, that she came up with, she seemed to be attracted to black men mostly in her life, but black men probably shitted on her because she had a flat ass.
Probably.
Right? So, and said, listen, I'm not fucking with you because you got a flat ass. And she was, and she wasn't well endowed in the breast. So she said, at the time when she was coming up, at that time, there was no, there were no big butt surgeries going on. There was no butt injections. That's all she could do to better herself was to get those big boobs.
That makes sense.
So And I think that that's the thing that black OTDSO Wendy Williams farting ass on live, farting ass self on live TV. She did fart on live
He does
TV.
not care.
No, she does not care. I don't want a woman to fart on me. I don't want that. I mean, if I'm sleeping and you do it while you're sleeping, that's fine. But like this, I didn't like her farting. That this makes me laugh. You know what I mean? Because I'm silly. Like I'm a man, and we laugh at fart things like that. But I don't think that makes her unlate. Everyone farts. You know what I mean?
I mean, there's
And
a time and place for everything, and
I think she didn't think it was going to be as loud as it was.
yeah,
You know,
I I think as a woman, like there's a certain level of like feminine mystique you want to keep, about yourself. But I'm gonna tell you right now, if I'm like sick on the toilet and I can't like depend on you to make sure that I'm okay, I probably don't need to be with you.
I would think so. This is a part of the thing. This is this is a part of life. You know what I mean? Everyone does it, and everything else. I wouldn't kick somebody out of bed because they farted on me. I don't want to be farted on. No, like as AK said, this is the fart game. Like I don't want to play the fart game with some
No, I
chick.
don't want to. I don't want to play the fart game.
You know what I mean? That's not for me. Like my brother was a guy like that. My brother would do that to women. Like he fart and
No,
pull your head down and fart in your face, and his girlfriend used to laugh about it. Like it was fun and games.
no, I'm not
Like
laughing.
that's not fun and games to me.
That's not funny to me.
Like that was I tell you a story. One time I was with my girl, and this dude Rake is my brother's friend. He came to the door, and my girlfriend opened the door. And when she opened the door, he was bent over and he farted right there. Now, he says he thought it was I was going to open the door. So that's why he did it.
Okay.
But it wasn't me, it was her. And he was already bent over. And when the door opened, he just let it loose. So now she's telling me I got to kick his ass because he disrespected her. Right? And she's dead ass. Like, yo, you got to beat his ass right now. Right? So I'm going to say to you before I tell y'all what happened in the chat. What do you think happened after that? Because now she took me in the room and she was like, "This motherfucker just farted on me. Are you out of your fucking mind?" Now he's saying, I thought it was gonna be you that opened the door. I didn't know it was gonna be her. What do you think happened at that? What do you think would be the proper response that I should have did at that time? She's demanding I beat his ass. He's saying he didn't mean it. He thought it was gonna be me.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you think? What is a proper response you would think, and then what do you think happened?
I'm beating his ass, but that's me.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. I punched him in his face and knocked him out. I had no choice. I had no choice because he farted on her, and that he shouldn't have done it.
He should have paid closer attention.
Yeah, he should have looked between his legs or something. But I had no choice. Roderick said, "Get her a PlayStation 5." But yeah, no, I hit him and knocked him out. And
I was thinking about the online dating thing. It's funny too because I think before we came out with like all these filters through Instagram and like Snapchat and stuff, and even now you can do like video filters. Mm-hmm. There was a time period when we first got video chatting where there was a time period where you really couldn't catfish people anymore. Like to me, that was like the heyday of online dating. Mm-hmm. Oh Jesus. This is ridiculous. It was like the heyday of online dating because you couldn't say no, I can't video chat. I don't have a camera because everybody had one on their phone. But there wasn't the software really there for you to like really alter yourself quickly to hide who you were. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It was like a sweet spot of online dating.
Yeah, it was. It was a good time. But now I think online dating has gotten to the point where, as we can see in this picture, you could be anybody.
It's not this bad. I'll be honest with you. I have never ran into anything like this. And mainly because it depends on the platforms I think you're on. Like the last platform that I went on was Bumble. And on Bumble, first off, you have to authorize your photo. So like when you post your photo, you have to in order to be like an authorized account, you have to take a picture like in the exact same position as the one they show you to have your account authorized. So right off the bat, you can just say I'm not going to talk to any unauthorized accounts. Like that's the first thing you can do. And then you can also like link like your IG and stuff so people can just see a lot more like into what's going on with you, which makes a difference. So I haven't like I've met a few people from Bumble and I have yet to meet somebody from that platform that didn't look exactly the way they did on the platform.
I think that if you go to an online dating site where you have to pay for it and you're willing to pay for it, I think those are the ones that you're more likely to find somebody that wants to get married. So there's certain, as I said, like Plenty of Fish is just for boning. Like I don't think anyone goes on Plenty of Fish thinking they can find their wife on
Will
Plenty
you
of
keep this
Fish.
crazy people off the screen for me? I'm like staring at them. They're getting on my nerves.
Who?
These two crazies. Who are these people? Take these people off.
This is the catfishing people.
We'll take them off. I'm tired of looking at them.
How about that? Is that better?
Yeah, anything's better than the whatever we were looking at.
All right.
Well,
So,
why is he, I mean, to me, this is stupid too. Like, you got catfish. Like, he's nothing to like write home about.
yeah, but she got weed, so it's okay.
But he looks basic as hell. Like, he acts like he's somebody.
Well, yeah,
Like, what's so? I don't know what's so great about him.
I don't. I'm not saying anything's great about it, but at all.
Like, he thinks he's gonna do so much better than her. I'm like, nigga, I don't even know if you got a job.
Well, all right. It is. Well. If you know what I mean. If his focus is that she has a substance for him to smoke, then I would have to say that there's a
No,
good
this
possibility
is
he
an
does.
example. What's that? What's the guy's name? Kevin Samuels.
Yes,
This is a direct result of the Kevin Samuel syndrome because what he's fucked around and done. Okay.
all right. What's so?
High, high earning men do not listen to him. The only people that are listening to him and taking his advice are the ones that have no business doing so. So then they leave his videos thinking that they are somebody and taking that high earning man attitude into situations, not realizing that they are not that. So then they make posts like that talking about I got catfished, but she's got weed though. Whatever the image was that she showed you, you probably had no business talking to that woman anyway.
Well, you got well. If you're saying that you got catfish, you're saying you got a different picture, right?
No,
So therefore,
yeah, yeah.
so that's what it is, right? So whatever she was when he showed up wasn't what she put out there.
Yeah, so he could have just said, "But she's a nice person." It was like, "No, she's got weed." As if what I'm saying is the photo she probably put out there, he probably shouldn't have even been trying to talk to that woman any damn way.
Maybe not. But
He has a fake high earning man shit going on. I'm telling you, I've met a few of these. Like, I'm like, you need to stop watching Kevin Samuels. He's got y'all real confused. Like,
well, when it comes to Kevin Samuels and what he's saying, the advice he's giving out and stuff, I just don't think that me personally. I don't know the man. I don't know the man.
bring up Mara's comment because that's exactly what I'm talking about.
This right here.
Yes, that's exactly what he does.
He makes the Dusties feel powerful so they can come over to Twitter and terrorize me.
Yes, that's exactly what it is.
I don't know. I haven't watched enough of his stuff to know exactly what that means.
So you know how most of his stuff has like he's done a few episodes now where he has like women come on, and first off he likes to embarrass people. It's like a weird thing for him. I think he gets off on it or something.
Is he a heterosexual man?
He claims that. I don't really know.
All right.
I think he's he strikes me as some of the petty gay men that I know that I do not
But
I don't
he
fuck with.
he claimed he goes up there saying that he dates women.
Yes, I'm pretty sure he does. I'm pretty
He
sure he said
says he
that.
does. Is it
Yeah.
his girlfriends that's come on the show to
I don't
say
know if
that?
he's had even. I don't even know if he's even had a girlfriend on there. To be
All right,
honest,
all
I
right.
don't. I the way he comes across to me is honestly like some of the really petty gay men that I have met. That's how he comes across, which is
Mhm.
why it's a weird, odd flex for me. Okay, and then, but what I don't even beyond that, what I don't like is he gets on this show and he's talking to this woman and she's saying, I want to meet this type of guy, and he wants to like belittle her and say, you don't qualify for a high earning man. If you were to rank yourself, what would you rank yourself? And these men, if they're high ranking, they don't want to deal with this, and this. I'm thinking to myself, I find it interesting that you would bring up these high ranking men that date these women. That's why these women can go around the league and date 10 NBA players, because there's a whole bunch of y'all and very few of these so-called high earning potential women that you think qualify to fit in these
Well,
spaces.
I don't think that any man that has money is looking for a woman that has money. I think any man who's rich already is just looking for the best showpiece that he can get
Yeah.
at that particular. He doesn't need a woman to have money at that time. So he's not looking for any. He don't care if you work in fucking Starbucks. If you are attractive to him, he's going to be with you. So
Yeah.
I don't know what this guy
And
is saying.
he brought that up. He did say that. But what he didn't say is the amount of women that fit into that box is a lot smaller than the amount of high earning men. Like there's actually a lot more high earning men than
What's
these
doing?
perfectly
Right.
attractive women that don't speak, right? Which means those women can run through all of these high earning men. Like when you get that girl, you lose any kind of loyalty that comes with it. There's no loyalty in that. But then
Who we
these guys still want they still expect loyalty from somebody that had no depth or substance. The only reason why you're with them is because they look a certain way.
Mm-hmm. And that's exactly all they want when they have money. I said, Fat Joe, he had a song. Fat Joe is not the most attractive man in the world. I'm sure everyone knows that. He may be a cool guy. I mean, he ain't attractive. I don't think that they would put him on the Mount Rushmore of attractive men, right? But he says in his song, he made a song and he says it. And even if she's all about the money, I don't really care. Yeah. I got a lot of money. There's enough that we can share. Yeah. So he's basically saying that I know that chicks aren't going to like me for me initially. But hopefully, while she wants me for my money, I could woo her over. And then she then starts to find me like the person that I am.
She doesn't.
Rather than, but I'm saying that's what he's going for. And I'm sure there's a lot of people like that. Now,
I mean,
that's when
I
you're rich
did
and you have
multiple.
money. That's what you care about. He's not caring. He's not saying, "Hey, you a doctor. I'm a rapper. We put our money together and everything." He's like, "Listen, I don't care if you're all about the money. I have enough. We can share this money." I mean, 50 Cent made that song, right? He said, "Have a baby by me, become a millionaire." Right. That was his song. He said,
But
right.
have you noticed those are all entertainment people? Because I dated a lot of high earning men, and his example of high earning is making over six figures, right? It's
Six
considered
six figures is
yeah, it's
higher.
considered high earning. I have dated
That's it.
multiple,
Over 6 figures.
right?
That's all
So
right.
I have dated multiple high earning men. And I have only noticed this behavior in the high earning men that work in entertainment industries.
All right, so
The
six
high
figures.
earning
We talk
men,
for
the
hundred. Are
high
you talking about
earning
hundred
men,
thousand dollars? $100,000? 6 figures.
more. I've dated millionaires. I've dated
Yeah,
different kinds.
but he's talking
So
about. So if you make $100,000, he's saying you're a high earning man.
yeah, he's basically saying if you make six figures or more, you're considered a high earning. I
All
have
right.
dated just like in that pool, but I've also dated very high earning men. I've
Okay.
dated some athletes. I've also dated businessmen. And what I have found is the higher earning men that are in entertainment fields like sports or music or whatever, those are the ones that are chasing women for what they look like. And they really don't need you to have very much substance or really much loyalty either, because most of the women are getting ran through. The higher earning men that I've dated that come from business, they might want you, you have to be attractive, but if you can't hold a conversation, if they can't take you places to where they'll be with people that are also higher earning, dealing in the same type of business that they are in, where you have to have conversations and vocabulary that far extends the basic average, you know, 11th grade education, those people are not looking for those types of women that are in that, at least the ones that I have dated. That's been my experience. So I feel like he really isn't giving like the whole. He kind of shits on women that like invest in their education or taking care of themselves. I've had many high earning men be very happy that I had a career.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas
I'm sure.
The entertainment ones did not care. They don't want you to.
I remember there was a poll that they took. I forgot exactly who took the poll, but they went to all the rich, like the smartest women in the, like the smart scientists, all these smart women who are considered to be really smart, educated and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And they asked them, would you give up all your smartness to be the most beautiful girl on the planet, but you have to be dumb? And every one of them said yes.
I'm sure.
Every one of them. There wasn't one who said no. I'd just rather be smart. They all said they'd give all of that up.
Sure.
To be beautiful, even if they had to be dumb.
Oh, I'm sure they would. I mean, it's easier to be. Is it not easier to know nothing? I mean, the more you know, the more you know, the more stressful it is, isn't it?
There's no doubt. But let's say hi to Chrissy Avoso. I'm sorry I didn't get a chance to say hi to you. And Carla Way is in here too, rocking with us.
Carla. I'm loving Carla's IG. Her IG story is so fun because when they were in lockdown.
Her singing with the singing ones? The singing.
Yeah, the dance.
Is she putting? I see those. I see that on Facebook. Her singing and stuff. Her sitting down there. I always watch it on there.
Great. It's a good time.
Yeah. So so when dealing with that situation, if you're trying to get a high earning man, and talking to you ladies in the chat, so someone who makes $100,000 is anyone. If you're an electrician in New York City, you make $100,000 or more.
I think we're thinking about depending on your demographics. I mean, if you're in New York City, you're thinking about like a 375, 500K plus, type person.
All right. Well, that's different than 100,000, $375,000.
Well, it's considered higher. I mean, 100K in Alabama, that's high earning. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
yeah, that's where you live. I think 100K is high earning. Just 100K. That's $100,000 fucking dollars a year. It's a pretty good life you could live with $100,000 a year.
You could.
Pretty good life you could live. Now, I think that women shouldn't be basing who they're with on money. I think that's the wrong thing. Once you do that, then you set yourself up for the situations you get yourself put in. If your sole purpose here is to base yourself, be like, hey, I'm going to base me dating somebody on how much they earn, then you're setting yourself up to be let down. All right, you're setting yourself up to get dicked down and let down. All right, we got a brother in here. He's joining. He's the only person who's bold enough to come in here with us right now. He is the one. He's the only Mandrell is rocking.
The one and only. How's it going?
What's going on, brother?
Not much. Can you guys hear me okay this time?
Yes, we can.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, so we know the topic. We're talking about online dating.
Okay.
And how is it good for is it helping modern women out here doing things like that? Tony, Jackie C is saying, Tony, last live stream you told us ladies to find a sugar daddy. Now, listen, what I'm telling you is this: if that is your purpose in life, if that's your purpose in life, and you're looking here and you're looking for someone who has money, and that's your first goal, then you're going to find yourself in a situation. Now, I said in my last live stream that women should date older men. That it's better for women to date a man that's older than them, and that's what it should be. That's what I think. So I didn't say he had to be rich. I just said that I think it's better for women to date older men that are older than them. And say older. Older. It could be a year, it could be 2 years, but I think that an older man would appreciate you more and everything else, right? Good night to Val. Mara wants to know where have you been, Mandrell? Mandrell, let's go through it right now.
Okay.
Is online dating helping women find the husband that they want?
No.
And please explain.
Modern women,
Yep.
they don't. Well, they either. Wow. I'm gonna get some heat because I don't have much good to say.
Go right ahead.
When it comes to modern women, I mean, most of the time they don't even know what they want because they'll tell you what they want, but then when they get it, they don't want it. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And then they want what they want, but they're not willing to compromise. You know, they want what they want. Let's say they get everything they want out of the relationship, but then when the guy says, okay, now I want these things. They're like, wait, you want stuff? You're like, yes, I want stuff. I want these things. I want you to take care of these things while I take care of the bills or whatever the case may be. And a lot of them just want the relationship to be free and to get everything they want and not have to work.
I agree. Now, Siren Time. Now, if people are not familiar with Siren, we know that she likes to come here and argue with me. We do, right? And I'm all about the smoke. I'm all about the smoke. So she can bring the smoke all she wants. We know she likes to, and that's our relationship. And I'm happy to have the relationship with her. But I'm saying, I'm 39. I'm looking for a guy who's into Geritol. No one's saying that you need to date somebody who is 70 years old. No one says older.
I mean, if you're trying to get to the bag, you will.
Older does not mean that you got to Anna Nicole Smith a motherfucker, right?
No
one's saying that. People are just saying older for you would be your 39. You could date a 45-year-old. You could date a 46-year-old. You know, you could date a 49-year-old.
I mean, I did a hot 60-year-old, so I'm not.
You know, so I that's what I'm saying when I say, I don't mean that you have to date someone who's in one of those walkers, right? Or sitting in them walkers. You know, you see them guys sitting in the red walkers outside, and they turn around. So, yeah, I ain't saying someone like that guy.
Simon goes talking about him in my cane, baby. I'm done.
And Tony, also the reason that's the thing. Like, you guys were talking about Kevin Samuels before,
yeah.
And I got to tell you, I don't miss a show. I think he's absolutely fantastic.
You love Kevin Samuels.
He's hilarious. Listen, he's hilarious.
And you're a regular guy.
But here's the thing: I know what he's saying and what he's trying to do with his message. His because his information to women, he's spot on. Now, there's times where he's really raw with women when he doesn't need to be. I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? But the information he's giving them, yeah, if he's not dead on, he's in the ballpark. I think women should actually listen to it and apply it in a way that helps their life.
This is what deprived.
But they don't do that though, man.
That's true. And Anna, you were absolutely right about not only regular guys, but dusty dudes.
Yes.
They listen to this stuff and then they go out there.
Yes. And they say that's their life.
Yeah, I was sitting here laughing when you said it. I said she's right.
I'm gonna say
she's right. That's what they do.
I'm gonna say this, and
he's like, he's not talking about you, guy.
What happened? Oh. What's Tina? Why you gotta leave, Tina? Why you gotta leave, Tina? What happened? Is something happened,
Tina?
What happened?
Walkers.
I'm not in Walkers.
Well, she's just laughing.
Oh, all right. I don't know why she said she gotta go. Then I'm sorry.
I don't know. Maybe she's saying she's got to go if they have a walker.
Oh, I'm all right. I want to leave. What I'm saying, I don't know Kevin Samuels. I don't know nothing about it. I've listened to a couple of things, never a whole show. I heard a couple of things and stuff. I didn't know he liked women. And more honestly, if he does, he does. I I don't care if he
I
does
mean,
or he.
I don't know.
I don't care if he
I
does or he
don't
doesn't.
know.
But
That's
see,
not.
I
That,
know
that's
a couple of guys who behave like that, but they're
yeah.
straight as an arrow.
All right.
They're
Now maybe.
just real refined
Right.
and painty like that.
Well, all right. Maybe that's the case. That could be the case. But I just don't think that if it wasn't the case, like I just don't think that like I can't if you can't teach me kung fu if you're a chef. Right? You know what I'm saying? You can't give me advice on how to throw a kick if you're over here cooking in the kitchen. So I would just think that to give this advice, you would have to be in the hustle. You know what I'm saying?
That's just it, Tony. The advice that he is giving to me is so reckless that I would not be surprised if he wasn't a gay man because the information he's giving is so reckless to me. It's like basically telling it's giving any old man.
There's pictures of him in heels.
Okay, well,
Well, I don't know about that. I mean, I've never seen those.
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I've never seen those. I don't know.
I just know who he reminds me of.
Well, he's a cheerleader. Now,
Right.
look, now, all right, we know
I knew some straight ones, a couple.
of
Okay,
cheerleaders.
I'm just saying. I don't now, Siren. I don't know. I haven't seen any of that. I don't know.
Now,
He might be.
Is he 2, 4, 6, 8?
Right.
Is that what's going on? Is that what's going on?
I don't know.
Right. I don't
I
know.
have to have a conversation with him, and I mean, my radar is pretty damn good, but I don't know. But even with that, I just feel like some of his information is so fucking reckless sometimes. Like I just feel like I was talking about the dusty dudes. Like to be quite honest, there's so many women out here that aren't even looking for a high earning. They're just looking for a man that can take care of themselves consistently. And like, there's a lot of them that can't even do that.
And
Yeah,
that's what you should be looking for.
Right,
You should
and
be looking for someone who can just take care of themselves consistently. You throw something into the pot, y'all have a happy life. But if that is the first thing you like that's the number one determining factor. Like, I don't care if like you should find someone you have something in common with, right? But I don't care if we have anything in common. I don't
Take
care how
care
this
of yourself.
motherfucker looks. If he make $500,000 a year, I'm with it. When that is your determining factor, you're gonna get what you get. And I would say I was a victim of that when I was in my booty massage. When I was like, you know what? I don't care anything but the size of her booty. I found myself in that situation where I was in terrible situations, you know, and that's what happened. So that's what I'm saying. I that's what I'm thinking is going on here and stuff.
yeah,
You know, you have to put your priorities of what's important to you
exactly.
in order.
But what I hear when he's talking, and I talked to my sister about it, and she's noticed the same thing Anna has noticed. Okay, and she lives in New York, in Manhattan, Tony, your neck of the woods, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so she's on the phone with me talking about it. I'm sitting here cracking up. She's like, "It's not funny. It's not funny." Okay, you know. But what he's trying to say is, okay, there are women who are looking for guys who make that kind of money, and they'll overlook guys who are normal guys who make 40, 50,000 a year.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, okay, that's not enough for me. You go your way, dude. I'll wait for a guy who earns $150,000 a year or more. And he's trying to tell them, listen, stop waiting on those guys. Number one, there's only 10% of them in the whole country, regardless of race, sexual
Mm-hmm.
preference, marital status. All men. There's only 10% that make that kind of money. So you're waiting around for that guy. You're missing out on all these other dudes out here who could, you could build something with.
I mean,
that's his overall message. His delivery sometimes. It's just his delivery, man. That's what people have a problem with.
It's trash. But
And,
also,
that's times. I agree, Anna. Sometimes his delivery can be absolute trash, but it's.
If you look at it this way, though, too, it's not necessarily that you don't want to date the man that's making 40 or 50K. If you're a man making $40,000 or $50,000 in the economy that we live in now, and you have more than one child, it's like you're basically making $20,000. So there's really not much that you can do with that. And so a woman going into that, maybe she doesn't have that same situation. She's thinking, damn, if he's making 50K, I might need to get a dude with 100K, because a lot of these dudes out here have a lot of kids. There's very few men out here that do not have multiple children.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's a lot. I would say there's a lot of women out here who don't have multiple children too. I think it goes both ways.
It's true, but way more men have.
I think
but the women usually have the kids in the house, right? So they have a check coming in to support. The men are usually having to push money out to pay child support. So that's what I'm saying, is not to say that there aren't women that have a lot of kids. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying if you're a woman looking for a man, and there's a lot of men out there with multiple kids, and they're divvying out a lot of child support. And I have met some guys that actually are making decent money, but because they had two plus kids, that money was sliced. It's like you almost need a dude that's making $100,000 to make it feel like he's making 50.
Then don't get divorced.
Well, come on.
Here's my thing. Here's my thing with marriage and divorce. If I'm marrying somebody, I'm gonna be married. Period.
But that's nothing.
Whatever it is. Now, short of something extreme, aside from the extreme stuff, divorce isn't an option. We got to sit down and work this out. For me, short of the extreme.
Yeah, it depends. Like. Fuck my father.
It's over. Yeah, stuff like that. Like this woman who calls into Kevin's show. She was married for 10 years. She cheated on her husband for the first 4 years of their marriage. The whole first 4 years, she cheated. Okay, in the 10th year, he cheats once. She said she couldn't handle it, so she got a divorce. On her way out the door, Tony, she gets pregnant. She fucks his cousin and gets pregnant by him and has the baby. Trash. Absolute trash. And these are women who call in this show with these kind of stories. And I'm like, what are you expecting the guy to say? What are you expecting any man to tell you? That's your story? Mm-hmm. That's what you did. And you're expecting a guy who knows he's sought after. You know, if he's making $150,000 a year or more, if he's a millionaire, he knows it, he has his pick of the litter. So he finds out that you've done that. Yeah, but no. Sorry.
I mean, she could have some serious wop going on down there.
Hey, look,
if he put up with all that for all them years.
Tony, come on, man.
I'm saying if he put up with all that for all them years, and she was cheating on him this whole time.
But their marriage is supposed to be till death do you part, through sickness and health, richer or poorer. I'm gonna take that kind of stuff seriously. You know what I mean?
I do, and I think when it comes down to money or health, that's serious.
Yeah.
But if you're pushing out another man's baby, it's over.
It's over, all the way over.
I think that should be obvious. I don't think anyone will ever come in there and think that, hey, I'm going to do this. I'm going to push out some other man's baby, and my husband's going to support me. I think everyone knows that time that it's over.
Some of the women who call this show do not know that. Evidently not.
They set themselves up to.
Thank you, and that's what people are so mad about. And I'm like, the first 3 years of this dude's channel, he talked strictly to men, and he was far more savage on men than he was with women. The women are getting off easy. Well, because he with the fellas, he'll call you trash. You ain't shit. Go get a job. Like it's ridiculous. But he was far more savage with men than he is with women. Far more savage.
Well, then and I mean he says things that I don't like. I don't think he's like the absolute worst, because to me, I don't think he's selling pipe dreams.
Right. He's saying the things he's saying is real. They're realistic.
Yeah, Derek Jackson sold pipe dreams.
Love it. Love it.
I don't even know that. I don't know who these people are you talking about, Derek.
Hey, Tony, listen. Derek Jackson. Look, I love to watch train wrecks, and I love to watch hypocrites get blasted.
Oh God,
love it. I love to see a hypocrite get blasted. Okay, Derek Jackson. He had women breaking up with their boyfriends. They were in good relationships, breaking up with their boyfriends over his advice.
Yes.
And all of a sudden, you know what I'm saying?
He was a serial cheater on his wife.
Right, he was a serial cheater on his wife. Cheating left, right. He was recording YouTube videos in front of his side chick's house.
Yes.
Like you can see the house in the background. Then the side chick comes out and airs out his dirty laundry and says, "Yeah, that was my house. He was recording a video in front of my house. I didn't know he was married."
Well, you gotta look at on YouTube. There's hustlers, right? Whether you're a race hustler or you're hustling something. So he got caught up in the hustle, and that's what it comes down to. You know, you're gonna hustle, and if you get caught, you're gonna get bagged up. That's just what it goes. Whether, you know, there's like I said, there's a lot of people out there that's gotta come out there, black power this, black power that, and everything else, and then you go and find out that they married to white women, right? And I seen this. I see again. I seen Siren bring up this Cynthia G chick. I don't like her and stuff like that. Cynthia G sit up here preaching black this, black that, and everything else. But then there's photographs with her dating white men. I don't mind that she dates them. That has nothing to do with it. She could date whoever she wants to date. I got nothing to do with her. But I'm saying you can't be preaching all this pro-black thing, black couples together, black love, and then you dating white dudes. It's just hypocritical. You know what I mean? And you ain't willing to practice what you preach. Now, I am one person. I love black families, and I think black families need to survive, and I think that they need to do it. But I'm never going to tell anyone who they should date. That's not my position in life. I'm not here. You should date whoever makes you happy. You have one life to live. You should date whoever makes you happy, whoever's got you. No matter the color of their skin or whatever. If that person makes you happy, that's who makes you smile. That's who you should be dating. You shouldn't be forced to date someone because of I got a pet. No, do your job. You live your life. Don't let someone on YouTube tell you anything different. Like you, like you ain't less black if you date a white person. You can
tell
still
that
be
to Umar
as black
Johnson,
as,
though.
Huh?
Tell that to Dr. Umar.
Oh, Dr. Umar. tell him to build this goddamn school.
Right.
Before you come to me with anything, right? Don't show me a picture of a goddamn fucking basketball court talking about you building a school, nigga. Yeah, show me a school.
Where's the actual school at?
Yeah, where's the school at, nigga? Before you
the Marcus Garvey Frederick Douglass Academy.
Yeah.
Donations. Donations.
That's what I'm saying. It's race hustlers out there. You have to watch. You got to protect yourself. There's people hustling, all type of hustlers. And there's race hustlers out there who's trying to take advantage of people. And that's just the bottom line. That's what it is. That's the way it goes. We got the Cookie Monster in the building. Right here, rocking with us right there.
What up, Alan?
You're doing this thing, you know. Rocking with us.
Just talking about marriage, too. Tony, I don't know if you saw her comment.
I did. What did it say?
To me, marriage means I intend to stay with them forever and will try as hard as I can to stay together.
Exactly.
But I can always choose to get divorced if there's
intention is why I don't think anyone gets married unless you're after the money. Your intention is to be with that person for the rest of your life. That when you get married, I said, unless it's for the money, your intention should be to be with that person for the rest of your life. But
it should be.
But if shit happens, I'm not riding that shit. If you are out there sucking on 8 guys' tube sticks and I find out, marriage is over. Marriage is over.
I knew it.
Right? I gotta go. I gotta get up out of here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I can't do it. And I don't care what vows I took. I gotta go. And that's just the bottom line.
She breaking them and doesn't care about keeping them. You know what I'm saying?
I gotta get up out of here. That's what I'm saying. So you know what I'm saying? Someone says my papa says thank you. Who's Papa? Your Papa ain't watching.
They're wishing him happy birthday.
Oh, all right. That's what it is.
Yeah. But that's what it is. Like I watched this other show called Lapeef Let's Talk. They do a live show on Thursdays. And like last week was probably the best show they've done ever. But Kevin dropped by that show. And you can tell, like, from his show to when he goes on other platforms, he seems like a totally different person. Like, he dropped so much knowledge and game in that show last week. It was like mic drop. For real. You know, he supports black families and stuff like that, and like giving advice on like solutions on how to fix problems in the black community and stuff like that. And everybody just sat there silent. The only thing people had were questions for him, and it was just like, why don't you do that on your show, man?
Everybody asks oh, how to fix the black community, how to fix black problems.
Right.
It's the problems aren't because people are black. Right? It's not. It has nothing to do with color. The problems just have to be fixed. It's not because black problems, white people have problems, Spanish people have problems. It's just problems. It shouldn't be put out there because, oh, how you fix black families. You fix black families how you fix all families. You become families. Right?
Thank you.
And that's what it is. It's got nothing to do with the skin color. You know what I mean? Giving black guys an excuse. Oh, these guys out there cheating, having all these babies out of wedlock and doing these things. Like, a lot of these babies, these black guys are having out of wedlock are with white women. I see white women all day. I see white women all day.
They marry them quicker, way quicker than they marry us.
Every set white women pushing half black kids strollers.
Please help me understand it too. I don't get it.
All the time. All the time.
Well, that was the girl
I
that
see
was
that
hanging
shit
down at the corner spot till midnight. And that was one of those, you're the last one here and we went home and this is what happened. That wasn't someone that they purposefully had relationships with. And there's very few black men I know that have gotten white women pregnant that they have not married.
Come to New York.
For real. He's right about that. Go to New York.
That's not Arizona.
It's everywhere.
I will show you white chicks pushing half black chicks around. 3 of them in a stroller. 2 of them
that's not Arizona.
On the reg. Believe you me. On the reg, I see it. I see it happen all the time.
I just wish they would all stop. Like, just stop. Just. And it doesn't help when you have people like Nick Cannon that get on the air and try to glorify and try to call it polygamy. It's not polygamy. If it was polygamy, you would have all of your wives in one space. Even if they were in different houses, they would be all close together, and you would be raising all of your children together. That would be a polygamous marriage, but you don't even have that. So he's like trying to throw out all these terms to make it make sense to people, but it will never make sense because what he's doing is not polygamy. You're just going and impregnating women all across the country, and there's no way in hell you can be actively present for all of those kids. There's no way.
Lord Coley's wife, same in Chicago. So listen, this is what it is. I'm telling you. I see these, white chicks that, with mad half black babies pushing these strollers all throughout Walmart and everything else. And so it's really, it got nothing to do with skin color. It just has to do with men in general. Men just got to stop trying to be dick slingers from the Wild Wild West and busting up in chicks. You can't be busting up in them. You got to pull it. It feels good. Listen, I know it feels damn good to leave it in. It does.
It does.
It feels amazing. It feels amazing.
I mean, we could also pop a pillar to ourselves. I mean, women can protect themselves too, quiet as kept. Like,
They can. You could put a sponge up there. You could do a lot of different things. You could take birth control, but it is what you got to. These dudes, you got to just pull it out. That's the simplest fact. Pull out. That's what you got to do.
Pull out. It doesn't always work, Tony.
It's works for me.
Okay.
It's worked. Jackie seems
I
might have
made it through the early 2000s on the pull-out method, but I would definitely not attempt that life now.
I like pulling out and blowing it.
I should have had 15 days. I don't know how I survived.
I'm saying, no one wants to. No one wants to. No one wants to, and that's where you get. That's where you get it. That's how people have babies. That's what it is. Dudes don't know how to pull out nowadays.
Who taught you? Who taught you the pull out method? I want to know.
Me? I was scared to death that if I got a chick pregnant, that my mother would kill me.
But who told you? But who told you if you pull out, you could prevent pregnancy?
I did. Taught myself that. No one
So
taught me.
nobody said to you, "Hey, if you pull out."
No. I always have. I would say, me personally, this way, I always have sex with a condom. I'm a condom guy. I love condoms, right? But I'm a pull out, pull it off, blow it over your butt cheeks type guy. Like I'm pull out and let it loose. That's always type of guy I've been. So
you're making a fucking mess, is what you're telling me.
I like to make the mess, but I get a rag to clean it off. I'll say,
is it warm? Is it warm?
Yes, it is warm. It is. I'll say, stay right there. I'll be right back, and I'll go in the bathroom
and then we're like this.
Yes, just lay there like a starfish, and you'll be all right. I'll be right back. I'll be right back, and I'll clean that up off you. That's the type of guy I am. You know what I mean? I've always been that type.
How do you guys feel if a woman does that to you? Like let's just say you don't have to do that. Like it's not like a pull out on the back, whatever. And they come and clean you off with a warm towel. How does that make you feel?
Never happened.
What?
Say it again.
Never happened. A woman clean me off?
Yeah, you never had.
That happened.
Oh, that's a.
I remember when I remember when I was, it happened a couple of times too. I was with my kid's mom and stuff, and I was doing my thing, and everything was great. And then a fucking Charlie horse just grabbed me in my fucking leg, and just like, and just I'd just be shaking like, get a hot towel quick, please. And my shit just be tight. And I remember my kid's mom used to laugh, and every time I'd be laying there, she just started smacking me in the ass, just laughing at me. I'm like, let's get the towel. Let's get the towel, leave me alone. Let's take the time for this shit. They're playing games right now. But she would always get it and then put it on her, and get to play, and then you put some icy hot on there. That's how I knew I was getting old, though. So now I stretch. I touched my toes a couple of times and stuff. I work it.
You gotta limber up.
Hey, I work it out. So I just
yeah.
Every guy should get the warm towel treatment at least once. Not just once, but like at least like every other time.
Huh? Yeah, be nice.
It would be nice, and I think that women have to. It all depends what type of woman you with, and everything else. I think all that also has to be with how comfortable you are with the woman too. Like how long you've been with the woman, how comfortable you are, and everything else.
I don't know. I've never put a time limit on how I treat a person. And like to me, it all encompasses.
I do because I'm not gonna eat the pussy on the first date.
Oh, well, that's unfortunate.
What?
Yeah, no, I'm not.
On the first date, though, I mean,
look.
That means
even on the first sexual encounter, I'm not gonna do that.
Yo, come on, man.
Maybe you're jumping into those encounters too quickly. Maybe if you got to know that person more, encounter. You would probably feel a lot
you would have to you would have to get me so crazy. I would have to be so hot and bothered to do that. Like usually that's like that's like you got to be my girl for that. Like if you ain't my girl, then that's not happening.
All that. Good luck to you.
I'm just saying, the first time I'm trying to make that an experience.
It's gonna be. I'm very confident in my dick slinging skills that it's gonna be an experience without it.
But if she's not penetration stimulated, you wouldn't be really able to make her come anyway.
I've had many women who claim that, and I've made them all come. So I'm confident. I'm confident that I can hit that G spot from that spot. I'm pretty good at it. And I'm very confident in that. So
I will tell you, you have to be. I don't even know if it exists. I don't think I have ever in my life, and I have had phenomenal sex, ever in my life only come from penetration. Never.
What?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Never.
Not one time, ever.
No. My body is just not built. It's not built that way.
I just wait. Now, if
I don't
never
know.
in your whole life, that I think it's the dudes. I mean, maybe their
Well,
stroke game
I'm
too
going
big.
with the
I
dudes.
said penetration only. I didn't say that I still need the penetration, and I have come after certain things have happened, and then the penetration happened, and then I came. But it's very rare that a penetration, and that's just like I've done the scientific research on this, and I'm telling you, a substantial amount of the female population does not
That's
come
true.
from
That's
penetration.
true.
I know.
And it has nothing to do with the man. It
That's
doesn't.
true.
It has nothing to do with his skill set. It just they will not.
No, I think skill set has a lot to do, and I think also it's if you care about the person, I think it's easier to have an orgasm when you care about the person. I think that does have a factor to it. That if you care about the person, that it's maybe it could be better than it actually is. But I don't think that. I think that any woman can be given a vaginal orgasm if the pipe is laid right.
You want to know why so many women get turned out? It's this conversation right here.
Oh yeah, right here. I think that you can't just get turned out
Okay.
because guys can't give you an orgasm because of it. Because
I didn't say
guys,
they could not give you one. But I'm
I
telling
think you
you,
have. I think you have to have an attraction for women in order to be
no,
turned out. I don't think a woman is going to go that way just because she wants an orgasm.
Yes, they will.
Me personally, I think you have to be somewhat attracted to women in order to do it. I would think so.
No.
I don't think that you can just say, all right, I want an orgasm so bad, I'm going to find me a woman to lick my pussy.
No.
Just because I want an orgasm. Me personally, I don't think that's the case.
No, I think it's completely different because you have to realize women are very emotional creatures.
Yes.
Most of them are. So even if you have no attraction to another woman, knows another woman way more than a man would ever know her. So even if she has no physical attraction to women, that woman is going to know
Right back. Keep going.
how to plead towards the emotional heartstrings of another woman.
Okay.
And then if you add to that the fact that a woman knows that most women do not have penetration only orgasms, and they know that information, this is how the turnout occurs.
Okay, question then. I met women who can't climax from oral stimulation.
Because they're
what do you do about that?
Because they're penetration stimulated women.
So it's either or, not both?
I'm not saying it's not. That's why I did a whole segment on my podcast about the size of a penis, because size matters for women that are only penetration stimulated. If you're not, it really does not matter as much to you, because you will. It doesn't matter if they're big or small. You will never come from that.
So what are you getting out of it?
Well, you still like the feeling of it. It just will never take you to climax. It doesn't mean you don't like it. It just will never make you climax. AK, I don't know why you're not on this.
Yeah, for real. AK's not here for some reason. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, because stuff like this, I'm interested in hearing because, all right, because every woman I've been with, I mean, like I said, for me, sex, the whole point is to make the woman climax.
Yeah, but
my whole point is to make you come.
We're really good at lying. We're really good at faking it. I faked it for years.
Ugh. He bought it?
They all bought it.
Why? Okay, but why though?
I know. If we ask the chat right now, how many of you women in this chat have faked it and successfully faked it?
Oh, okay.
Put one of those grumpy face emojis in there. What's the grumpy one? The one's like whatever that face is. Put one of those put one of those grumpy
All right,
face emojis in the chat.
let me get past. Let me go back. I don't know how far you got, but let me say this, Anna, because you said that a woman would allow herself to get turned out by a woman because of oral sex, right? So that would be saying that a man would allow another man to blow him because he likes to have a blowjob, and his so
No,
but he's not. No,
that's not what I said though. I said
what did you say?
you missed the part where I was talking about the
right.
emotional connection for women.
All right.
And I said you don't have to be physically attracted to women to be wooed by another woman, because a lot of women are emotionally driven, and another woman knows that, and they know how to speak to that. And then once they get you into that vulnerable position where now you're going to be intimate, they know also a woman's body because they are a woman, and they know how to please said body. And that's how the turnout occurs.
I mean, you could say the same exact thing for a man, right? A man would know another man's body because he is a man. So I would think that he would be able to do the same exact things that you're saying. To me,
it's possible,
you're gonna be with if you're willing to be with a woman, then you have some physical attraction to women.
No, I don't believe that.
If you're willing to be with a man, to me, you have some physical attraction to a man. Now, whether it's deep inside of you and you don't want to expose it, but I think that's what it is. I don't think it could be anything else.
I don't think men and women are wired the same, so I can't say that.
We're not wired the same. Yeah, it's not the same thing. See, men are visual creatures. We are. Mm-hmm. I mean, like Tony, one with a nice ass walks by, you're gonna. Mm-hmm. I know it's not, it's not what you're going for these days, but nope. you gotta look.
I'm
okay,
out the game.
Right? You gotta look though. You like what you like. So, like, I can tell you, I've never been attracted to a dude. I've never looked at a guy and said, no. I've never, no. So I don't want a guy to touch me, to shake my hand, let alone do that. I mean, but, in business, you got to shake hands, dap each other up and stuff like that. But that's, that's platonic. But no, a guy, me personally, I have to find you attractive to get to that point. You know, women, I don't know.
Women don't always have to find you physically attractive.
Yeah, there it is.
They can be emotionally connected to people.
Yeah, I don't believe that. I don't think that a woman.
It is. It's very true.
Would not find a man physically attractive and still be with him. I think there has to be some type. It's not emotions. I don't think a woman's gonna be like, I'm emotionally attracted to this ugly ass nigga. Let me fuck him.
Do you know I don't think that's happening. Do you know how many ugly ass men that are very fucking funny have the baddest bitches?
All right, so that's not emotionally attracted because he's funny.
It is. You're attracted to his personality.
No, there's certain. Listen, there's only so many jokes you could tell before you have to get naked with somebody.
If he got me that
you can't be bent over getting a doggy style. You can't be bent over getting a doggy style for some 2-inch dick dude and like, all right, tell me another joke, Sam. Tell me another joke, Sam. That's not going to happen.
This is not to say that women are not visual creatures, because we are too. But I will say, I'm honestly really speaking to two times where women get turned out and people are like, well, I really never had any attraction to women, but I end up with this person. A lot of times it is emotional. And that is why that occurred. That sometimes is how it is. But Alicia's going to come on here, so it won't even matter. And Kay can talk about it, and she could say yay or nay on that.
I mean, no, she could give her experience.
Well, she's a lesbian woman.
She's a lesbian woman. She give her her experience. That doesn't mean that's the be all end all. I'm saying that maybe that's the case for you. But I don't think that that's the case for a lot of people, that they get turned out just because they want to get their pussy licked.
As a woman that has a lot of gay lesbian.
Let's bring in AK. Let's bring her on here in silhouette tonight. and everything
Cheers.
else. Let's bring her
I
in.
love how she brings the ice. Cheers.
Cheers.
Always, my lady.
I got some liquor too.
All right, here we go. A subject matter expert. Come on, AK.
Oddly enough, this was a portion of this, not the whole thing. Portion of this was topic that me, Liv, and Sam talked about a couple weeks ago on my channel for a late night stream. I agree with you, Mandrill, and Tony. I think you said it too. It's not the same for men, but when it comes to women and that emotional connection, Anna is absolutely right. She is absolutely 100% right. In all of my experiences, I can absolutely tell you 100%. It does not, you can get with the straight woman. Again, I'll use myself as an example. I'm a lesbian. I have had many a time with straight women that were not getting their just dues from previous boyfriends. My ex of, we were together for 7-8 years. She had never had an orgasm through penetration. And she never had not through penetration, but through oral until she met me. And it wasn't just, one or two here and there. It would be multiples, because multiples is just how I roll. But there are women out there that will connect, and it'll start with the sexual aspect, and women are emotional creatures, like Anna said. So it usually progressive. They've never been with a woman before. They'll probably never be with a woman again if y'all don't work out. But
very true.
The possibility of it happening is there.
I'm not saying the possibility isn't happened. It has happened. So obviously, more than the possibility has happened. It's happened numerous times, I'm sure, in this world.
Still happening.
But I'm saying that I believe that these women are bisexual by nature. You're not going to be a straight woman and get with another woman just because you want an orgasm from getting your pussy eating. You have to be attracted to women at some level in your life. At something that has to be attracted to women. There's no way you can just do it and all of a sudden. As I said, it's impossible. There's no guy. I don't care how much you like getting your dick sucked, and I don't care how much your wife doesn't do it. You're not going to let a guy do that to you unless you have an attraction to a man at some level in your life.
True.
That's not true.
But I guess they're saying it's different for them than it is for us, man.
They just making excuses.
Why do you think you have so many college girls that hook up with their college roommates?
Because they like.
It's a thing for a reason. It's not because they just like hooking up with girls.
I think they're attracted to them. I think women are attracted to other women. I think they're attracted to them. That's why they do it.
That's not how it always works.
I think they're attracted to it.
That's not always how it works.
Listen, if there's a little person, right? And I'm not going to sleep with a little person unless I somehow have an attraction to a little people.
Not remotely the same thing.
How did you?
Because
I'm saying I can't. I'm not going to use the excuse as I like the way her little hands make my dick feel bigger.
Sir,
I'm not going to use that excuse. That's not what it's going to be. It's because if I do it,
Anna had to get off camera on that one.
I had to do something. I had something for little people. That's what it is. And these women find other women attractive. I'm not saying, and that's why they do it. There's nothing else going on there. It's not like this all of a sudden, I'm straight, but then somehow my man didn't lick my pussy right, so I'm gonna find a woman to do it. That's not going to happen like that.
Okay,
you had to have some attraction.
Happened many multiple times, and it's not been just because of attraction.
It is because of that. At somewhere they're attracted to women, allowed to do it. It's like, all right, my man didn't lick my pussy right, so I'm gonna find there's a lesbian woman that I've seen. I'm not attracted to her whatsoever. But I'm going to let her do this to me because he didn't do it right.
AK, I guess what he's asking is the same question I have in my head is, how do you get even to that point if you're not even attracted to him? Because if that's what Tony's confused, I'm right with him.
If you're complete strangers, then to my experience anyway, if you're complete strangers, obviously a chick isn't going to come at you like that. But if she already knows you are in that life and she is feeling overly horny and is not satisfied with the situation she's in, yeah, it can happen. And it's not just because of attraction, it's because she knows that you like that and she could get a great benefit from making it happen.
So that's attraction. So if she's a woman and she's straight, considering
just because
straight,
she wants to get her rocks off doesn't mean it's attraction.
No.
Chicks fuck dudes that they're not really attractive to all the time.
I'm saying, if people say, Tony, have you ever had sex with a woman that you didn't consider attractive? Yes, this is not the same. That's a man and a woman. I have never had desire to be with another man, no matter what a woman wasn't willing to do with me, because I'm not attracted to men. There's no way in my life I would ever do that. So I'm saying, if a woman is and you're cool with, and she's a lesbian, and you're hanging out with her, and say AK is hanging out with, let's just say Anna, because we have them two on the panel, and Anna's like, I'm a straight woman, but AK is my friend and everything else and all that. All of a sudden, Anna's man ain't licking her pussy, and then AK has talked about how great she is at doing it. And if Anna does that, then she has somewhat of an attraction to women. She's not just doing it just to do it. There's no way you just go that way, and that's what it is. I don't think so. If y'all want to say this is what it is, I'm going to let you say personally that's how it is for you. I'm gonna ask all these women.
That's a two-way street. Same to you.
Let me ask these women in the chat right now. If you're not attracted to women at all, would you allow a woman to do stuff? Would you arouse that woman to have sex with you if you're not attracted to women at all? Would you allow it to happen because your man is not pleasing you or not? That's the scenario that Anna's putting out there.
And also, let me say, in those situations, it's never the person that's actually in the rainbow persuasion that initiates those things. It's always the other person. Always.
It always is.
You're telling me a straight woman is always the one who initiates the...
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
That's been I can't speak for 100% of the planet, but I'm just saying that's been my experience every time.
Only other time I see it differently is like I had a threesome like surprised on me.
What do you mean surprised?
Yeah.
You and your surprise.
What do you mean surprised?
No, they brought another badge in and didn't tell you first or ask. Not cool.
So like I go to the I had a guy that I was dating invite me over, and he had this woman at his house. I didn't know who she was. It was a good friend of his, and I mean, like the vibe felt weird for a second. I didn't know what was going on. Little did I know he had basically set this whole scenario, and she had like seen a photo of me or whatever, and was like, I basically want her, and it was a whole situation. Wow. I was like, what? What's happening?
Yeah, that's disrespectful as fuck.
Like, yeah, and I've been in many situations where I could totally be a bi woman. I'm just not, but in that situation, I could let her maybe do something to me, but I had no desire to do anything to her.
To do it back. Right. And that right there is
pillow.
The
pillow, the pillow princess thing. Hey, how's it going? But yeah, and I was gonna say, AK, you said and hey Anna, how's it going? How's it going, Tony and Mandrell?
Y'all see how Phil's voice just changed talking to Anna?
I've seen it with my real eyes as well, like straight girls that aren't into girls in a moment being like, I want to try this, and then coming on to lesbians. Sometimes, a lot of the time with the pushing of their boyfriends, especially if they're in relationships, like, come on, go over there, sit on this girl's lap, kiss her. Like I've seen that multiple times with multiple different kinds of guys that kind of push their straight girls into situations, not just but go magic, look over here, it's a threesome, but sometimes just like go sit on AK's lap, that would be sexy, go let AK kiss you, like that.
Yeah,
kind of
luckily I've never had that situation. I'm usually good at peeping those things, and I shut that shit down right quick.
That goes similar to what Anna was talking about
but you're right, yeah.
But it happens. I've seen it in front of me.
Mm-hmm.
As a fetishization, I'm drinking
100%.
I gotta get something. I gotta get something to drink. I'll be right back.
There's no doubt that I can see it, but I'm saying you have to have somewhat of an attraction to a woman in order to do it. As I said, as a man, and I ask every man in the chat right now, and I guarantee every one of them will agree with me.
Because you're
That
coming from a man's perspective, Tony,
no,
you
because
can never
no,
see
no, no.
you
This
can
is
never
coming
see
from. I'm
yourself
not.
being attracted to another man. That's why
Right.
it's very hard
That's from
for
your
you.
perspective.
Yeah, that's
Right.
why it's very hard for you to believe that a woman could be in that same boat.
I'm not attracted to men. That's why.
Right. That's what I'm
understand?
trying to
Right.
say.
Exactly.
If
You're
if
coming
my
from that
woman wasn't
perspective.
blowing me right, then I would find a woman who was willing to do it. That's how women get cheated on. Because
No,
they won't
and
do
that's you.
certain
You're
things,
totally right.
and they go and do it. But I'm saying if the woman is like, I'm going to do this with a woman, then you
A
have
woman has
somewhat,
more options.
then you have somewhat of an attraction to women. That's why you do it. You
It's
are
still not
restricted.
always attraction.
Yeah, I just don't agree. But that
Yeah.
I mean, we can all agree to disagree. This and this is
For
actually
sure.
great.
That's what. Yeah. That's what it is. We
Yeah.
we can agree to
Great
disagree
convo,
on that.
by the way.
What happened?
But I would say I think a lot of that does come from Tony is you just having no attraction to men. So it's just very hard.
And that's
for you to
okay.
fathom. Yeah, it's hard for you to fathom a woman just coming across a woman that they happen to be with no attraction on.
Yeah, I mean, on a small sidebar, it's the same thing as in the porn industry. You know that gay for pay thing is real.
It is very real.
Whoa.
And you make way more money.
I'm just saying, but Tony, again, I do get where you're coming from. That's not your stilo, so you can't see any angle of that actually happening.
I can't either. The whole gay for pay,
and that's fine.
And the guys
There's
in
nothing
prison,
wrong with that.
gay for stay, all of that stuff. Look, I don't get it. How are you gay just for money? There has to be something about that dude you look at and says, nice, okay, and then your dick gets hard. Viagra is not going to help my dick get hard if I'm looking at a dude. Nothing will.
Nothing.
It's just, no, there's nothing over there that I like. But then I look at the panel, you got Anna, you got AK, but she's...
Can't see her, she's a silhouette.
Right.
Am I too dark? Hold on. Let me go.
I'm just saying. I mean,
the shadows.
And there's lesbian women that you can look at, like the real pretty ones, the lipstick lesbians. I look at them, I'm like, nice. Then you find out she's gay. I'm like, oh, that's too bad.
But think about this: you are attracted to feminine things. Let's just say you are a straight woman and you meet a very masculine presenting lesbian woman.
I don't get it though.
So let's just say you're a straight. You are a man. Mm-hmm. And let's just say you met a man that was very feminine presenting.
Okay.
You might find...
Doesn't matter.
No, it wouldn't.
I knew one. I knew one in the army.
Let me say this as fast as I don't give a fuck if that.
I missed what that part of the combo was.
I don't care if he's in a goddamn French maid outfit. All right, and that's how he's trying to promote his and in high heels. There ain't no nigga coming around there. I don't care what you got to do. You know what I mean? That's just me.
You know what, AK? I did this on purpose because I knew that they was gonna blow a
I mean, and again, like I said, we're all friends here. There's no discourse. I get it. That's just not y'all's frame of thought, but you can't just shut another thing down just because it's not been your experience. That's all I'm saying. These are our opinions and how we've seen it.
Right.
And
all in all, it is what it is.
It is. Right. But all I'm saying is that I believe that it happens, of course. But I believe that the woman who's doing it has an attraction to women. Maybe that on the low, somehow she finds women attractive. That's why she's willing to do it. That's all I'm saying. I don't think that there's a woman who says, I don't find women attractive at all, but I'm going to let a woman lick me up and down.
Yes, they will.
Yeah, they do. Like I think I see what you're. I see what I see what you're saying. No, totally. I see what you're saying, Tony. Like if they do that, then somewhere inside you're saying that you think or speculate that they actually have an attraction for women. But I've seen women that do it as a way of like almost taking a tab of acid in an evening. Like, I'm going to try this tonight at the rave. I'm going to let a girl go down on me in the rave when I take ecstasy, just because. Maybe it's their subconscious playing, like you're saying, Tony. But like in their mind, they're going, "I'm riding the roller coaster tonight."
That's a check off their bingo card.
And I don't exactly. That's a check off my bingo card. There's a check off my bucket list, and I don't really.
I have no bingo card like that.
You don't, but
I mean, you don't. But a whole bunch of other people do.
Yeah, some people do.
That's
I
what
have
we
no bingo
saying.
card like
Some
that.
people do. You're playing a different game of bingo.
Just because you've never seen it, don't mean it don't exist, my guy.
Yeah, they're at a different bingo hall down the street.
Tony,
Phil,
they're playing bingo.
People fuck with each other, man. We be here.
They playing bingo. We playing spades.
Yeah, we definitely are.
Yeah, it's a different game. It's a different game.
I mean, okay, y'all playing spades. Look, I'm gonna toss the West Indian aspect of that, and we be playing dominoes. And I can tell you for real, the shit just goes all over the board every time.
I'm just saying, man.
I feel you.
I get it though. I get it.
Anna came out, and I'm going back to Anna because she came out and said, "Men are the reason that women get turned out." Because they're not willing.
Men, I said this conversation.
This conversation. So we're dealing with men. In this conversation, we were talking about because I said that I am not eating your ass or your pussy the first time I get with you. You have to be my girlfriend for
The
me to
fucking
do that.
flies back.
And he's
The
gonna
conversation.
get about to get
Sorry,
back.
Tony. Sorry.
Don't you
He's gonna
get
get
I'm
back.
saying, Anna, I don't get that one. I mean, because the first time, well, why not?
Okay.
Is me a girlfriend?
I'm sorry. No, my bad, Anna. Go ahead first.
I can't do it the first. You have to be that. That's official shit. I don't share that with the world. If I do that to you, then I care about you. That you know what I mean. And that's just what it. That's
how I am
me.
with
That's
sex.
a cultural difference.
Well, that's how. See, I would feel. That's how I am with sex. Period. If I have sex with you, I care about you. So that's why I don't mind doing all of it, even if it's the first time.
I'm the same way, man.
Doing this again and again and again and again. You know what I'm saying? And I'm trying to feel your body else, trying to learn it. What do you like? What do you don't? What are your spots? What makes you tingle more so than what spots tingle more so than others?
Hey now.
You know,
Hey, now.
I know you got a music clip for that, Phil. Come on now.
I don't have the
disappoint
computer.
me.
I don't have the computer on. I just it's funny you say that. Yeah, I turned it on right as you said that.
No, okay. I have a thought, but Anna, Tony called on you first, my lady. So you go, please.
Oh, well, the reason why I called out that conversation that we were having is because it felt when you say that you reserve head for only those intimate connections that you make, what sometimes happens is that there's a bulk of women that do not come from stimulation. So if my only interaction with you the first few times is going to be that, I'm gonna assume that my pleasure is not first on your priority list.
All right. So I hear what you're saying, but that would have to be expressed. Now, usually that would be. Now, I'm saying just because my tongue is not down there doesn't mean my fingers aren't down there. Doesn't mean I'm doing other things down there, right? So that would have to be expressed. This is what it is. This is what it's going to be. I am not just sticking my tongue on any chick I meet. Now, as Mandrell says, I gotta like you to have sex with you. I don't.
There's a difference.
If your ass is big enough,
I prefer not to.
At the bar and take you home and smash you
this way and keep it moving.
And I can do it. I'm in a different spot in my life right now, but back then I could, like a month ago. But you know,
like 2 weeks ago.
Like a month ago. Two weeks ago.
It was another lifetime ago. Another lifetime ago.
I changed, you know. So that's what it is. So it takes. You gotta give me a second. You know, third, maybe fourth time, then you got to get the full Monty. But right off the bat, I can't pull out the whole bag of tricks on the first night. Like you got to hold something back. I would think.
Bag of tricks.
You know, you have to hold something back. Yeah, that's part of my bag. It's part of my
Okay,
bag.
so two part response. Well, no, I wanted to write it down before I forgot because I was drinking before I came on here, so I'm slightly tipsy.
Oh, is that Bud Ice?
Thoughts, tend to just float away as quick as you get them sometimes. But when you're, for me, and I put it in the chat earlier, when the topic was first put up, oral sex tends to be, well, as far as I've seen in different cultures, different things. For the Black community, I think it always stems to be a bit more of an advanced technique. But then for the white Caucasian community, that's like the first go-to. Because most of the white girls I know that are straight, they've always said, they'll give head or they'll get head. But sex comes after that. A lot of times, like Tony was saying, on the first date, you're not going to go down on a chick. And I'm assuming that maybe if the chick wanted to go down on you, you would be okay with that. But it's probably not something you would automatically look for because a lot of straight black women are not thinking on that level. That's the extra for our community. That, sex, okay, fine, whatever. But all the extracurriculars, blowjobs, whatever type of nipple fetish some folks might have, going in the ass and whatnot, that's advanced. So that comes after you actually maybe are in the relationship.
I know women who will blow you or let you fuck them in the ass, but won't let you hit that pussy. Like,
yeah,
absolutely.
They're like, you could do this to me, but
same thought pattern.
Those are usually women that are in relationships, and somehow they feel like they're not cheating by doing those things. Like somehow they're being
that
again
is a two-way street.
My husband's not in that hole, so this one don't count.
Yeah, no kidding.
That's a two-way street.
It's not real cheating. Different hole.
Different hole.
Different hole.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I would agree with AK when she talked about just like the cultural differences and how you approach that. And I will say, for the most part, if not every white guy I've ever been involved with, going down on me is usually a top priority for them. And I will also say, usually men that have smaller penises, black men that have smaller penises, it is a priority for them.
What is?
Going down on a woman.
All right.
Quickly.
Because it's used as something to make up. I mean, that's not been my experience, but I do know just from talking to my friends when we have those conversations, that's usually what the consensus is.
They think they're at a deficit, so they
they go extra in that
other areas.
Yeah, and I do think that it is a black thing when you deal with black people that, those things are more taboo. Like white people are more open about it, and like I said, when you deal with white women or deal with, they're open to things that black women aren't open to, and faster. Like there's no buildup, you know what I mean, to it, and that's just what it is. Like I would say, like I was outside there. I was out the other night, and I was with this. I wasn't hanging out with her like that, but she was just with me. We was all hanging out, and I went outside, and I went and took a piss. I had to take a piss. We were outside, and I was pissing over there, and she goes, I heard her talk to the other guy we were with, and she goes, "What's Tone doing over there?" He's like, "Oh, he's just taking the piss." She goes, "You know what? I gotta go to the bathroom too." And she walked right up next to me, pulled the pants down, pissed right next to me. And then she's talking to me, and I'm pissing, and she's squatting and pissing and everything else. Now,
was that strange for you?
No.
Okay, I was gonna say that
it's not strange because I've been with many white women who live in the country, and you have road parties, and I've seen them piss outside all the time.
Yeah, it's a hippie girl thing too.
But I haven't really seen many black women.
And it's a West Indian thing, depending on where you are in the world. Like if it's a thing that needs to be done and they gotta go, sometimes you just gotta go behind the dance hall and cut loose.
I will do it if it's absolutely necessary.
Yeah.
I can't function if I have to pee.
You go find a quiet tree or some bushes. Do
I'm
you
like,
do?
girl,
And you go back to it.
Cover me in the
But this
parking
is
lot,
the whole
girl.
thing. There was no quiet tree, no bushes. She came right next to me.
Because she was comfortable doing that.
And she was like, "What up, bro? How's everything going?" Blah, blah, you know what I mean? And stuff like that, you know.
It be like that sometimes.
And then she,
I know that might seem real strange to some of y'all in the chat. Y'all probably like, "What in the fuck are AK and Tony talking about?" But it's just the truth.
It is, you know, and I think that's something like a white woman, like she didn't feel, you know, I think maybe like a black woman wouldn't do it because they wouldn't think it's classy or they wouldn't think it's anything else, you know, they wouldn't want
Yeah,
it.
but when you gotta go, you gotta go.
I probably would not do it next to you, Tony. I agree. I would not. I
maybe
pull it somewhere else. I would not be like, let me pull up next to you and.
Or she pulled right up, and when she was pissing, she farted a couple of times. You know what I mean? Right
that just meant she was comfortable doing that around you. I don't know why, but that's what it was. That's the only thing I could think that she was thinking.
She was showing off.
She's like, "Oh wait, he out there pissing too? Okay, I've been holding my bladder for the past 2 hours. Let me go relieve myself."
Yeah, that's a friend zone. She friend zoned you.
No, I wasn't. Well, I'm not going to get into that, but
I feel like that's a whole nother story time.
that was no friend zone. I tell you that.
Wow.
Not at all. But I was just saying that, you know, I think that's just what I think. In all honesty, that's the comfortability that white women have over black women. Like they're more comfortable with certain things than black women are.
That's true.
There's a reason for that.
Why is that?
Because they've always had that comfortability to fall back on.
I get another drink. I'll be right back.
And that's not me throwing shade at all. That's just a thing in, you know, the culture. Well, I can't speak for around the world, but the country of the U.S. You know, white girls just get that privilege in every circle.
Lisa was like, "Not this white woman." She's like, "I'm going around the corner."
Who? What happened?
Lady Starfall. I don't know.
Starfall. Yeah. No, see, and that's the thing. It's not for every woman. That's why I said that chick was just extremely comfortable around Tony, you know, for whatever their interactions were before.
Yeah.
She knew that if she did that, it really wouldn't be a thing. So it's absolutely not every white woman, you know, don't mistake it when I say that, but
yeah.
It's just when it happens, it's because they know that they're never going to face any, you know, negative consequences because
she basically knew you'd still hit, and that's the problem with you turning them to the back of the bed and hitting it. That
worded it way better than I did. Yep.
She felt a little too free. Okay.
I mean, and honestly, you can say that about any dude because for real, look, guys. Okay, Mandrill, Phil. I'm literally halfway across the line with y'all because I'm looking at the same shit that you do. You were still smashed though, right?
I don't know, man.
Don't lie. Nah, the fact that you even laughing at that, Mandrill, don't lie to me. Don't lie.
Here's why, okay, all right? Just like I'm laughing now, I'm actually trying to keep myself from laughing. I'm trying to hold back. Because Tony said she farted a few times.
Yeah.
Farted a few times. So if I'm about to hear it, I'm not going to be able to get that image.
When you was pissing before,
I'm not going to be able to get that image out of my head of her squatting down.
You got to get the pipe cleared. Like that's better for you.
Okay, but if all that is said and done,
it's better for you. Well,
the next thing, all right, but still, all right. If I'm over the laughter and stuff, yeah, I still hit. But
I mean, because that's not a real serious offense for me. I'm just saying I don't see how that would just be a complete deal breaker for anybody.
For me, I would definitely still hit it, but I wouldn't be able to pee because I have like a public pee. I'd be like, hey, could you give me a few seconds?
Oh no, are you Sheldon?
Yeah, no, I get a little. I want privacy when I go to a public bathroom. I go in a stall. You know, if I go to no, don't follow me behind the tree like something like that. I need privacy when I pee. I'm like a dog that walks in circles.
I want privacy when I go to a public restroom.
Yeah, I do. I'll wait. I'll go during the best. Like if a band's playing, I'll wait till the best song. You know, like the hit, and I'll like go to the bathroom during the hit, so it's empty.
Oh, you must have been to some banger concerts because even when the bad songs are on, if I got out and try to go to the restroom, that there's still a line half a mile long.
That's why I
What?
go during the stairway to
People
heaven.
say, "What did she wipe with?" There's no wiping in that situation.
Yeah, there's no wiping for anybody in that situation. You gotta just try to shimmy and shake that last drip off.
That's a drip dry.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's a drip dry.
Jimmy shake.
All right, that's what that is.
I mean, I can't say all women again, but a lot of women do wear panty liners, like even when the period is not involved. So most times we got that protection already set waiting. So it's never really a thing.
Right?
What happened?
What's the Anna?
So Tony hit after the drip dry?
Did I hit it? No.
See? I told you.
No, I didn't.
I told you.
I mean, I didn't say that it would still work for everybody. I just know the majority would still smash.
AK, you didn't
got
ask
it,
him the right question though. Would you have?
No.
You got it.
I wasn't specific enough. You're right, Phil. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
Asked him, did he, not would he? It's a different question.
I
asked
don't
him,
know.
did he smash her?
I did not smash her. I wasn't drunk like that enough to get it in like that. No,
would it have taken more drinks?
But he could have been drunk enough.
That was a crazy night, and I can't even get.
Right, look, y'all see how Tony's looking away from the camera. That's how I always know there is a fucking story to be told, and he just don't want to say it yet.
That was a crazy night. That was a night I could make a whole movie about, and I thought about it because it was so ridiculous that night. It was just so.
Like Tony got his own freaking Hangover series just waiting in his memories to be made.
It was so ridiculous that night. It was just so ridiculous.
It was
I just felt like a fool. Like after it was over, I was like, I'm just a fucking fool. What a fool I am, man. It was just terrible. I was like, I am just a fucking fool. But
how old were you when this happened? If you don't mind me asking.
That was a couple of weeks ago.
A couple weeks ago. Well, shit. I was thinking he would say like the late 20s or something. Damn. Okay.
No, I was fooled.
All right. That's some extracurricular things then.
Yeah, that was foolish. That was a foolish night. That was just a foolish night. It was just a stupid night and everything.
Were there multiple women in a bed asking you to join and you just said no?
No, that wouldn't have been a foolish night. I'm diving.
Well,
in
you
that
said that you would question what you did, so I'm trying to figure out. Well, what would you have questioned?
No, I am not going to go into that night.
I told you it's a story for another time, Anna. He ain't trying to go into that right now. Come on.
That was a.
Next subject.
Tell us.
No,
it sounds like it should be an actual After Dark story, and we're technically not really in After Dark right now, so yeah.
It's about we all got to work in the morning. I know I do. I don't know other people. I got to work, so we'll go a little bit longer and stuff like that. We'll hang out and keep it rolling. So since we haven't been on here for a while.
I know.
But see, there's the porn music I was looking for, Phil.
I was trying to transition there. The porn transition.
Bridge said he was waiting for a game screen. I know, Bridge. I tried to get him on. He was like,
for what?
He was fucking around, Bridge. He was falling asleep early.
I was. I mean, I was, and there's no doubt. There's no such thing as saying. There's no doubt about it. We said I did the same for Daiwo City. I don't know what happened with Daiwo City. They haven't been on in a little while.
Weren't they on last week? I thought they were on last week.
No, he said he was looking for our stream.
Oh, okay.
I think they took a week off, AK.
Yeah. No, Ara was on like her bachelor's weekend stuff.
Oh yeah, well she's doing all that. She's done. I'm off this week. Keep the party going. I'm not off this week, but I'll be back. You know, like I said, I don't know. Me and Phil have had a conversation. I'll get more into it on another stream and everything else. But
Tony, don't you got your 50K celebration stream to do still too?
Yes, I do.
Okay. All I'm gonna say is. There is an artist in the fandom that you know, she's not new to the fandom, but I know a lot of folks don't know she actually does art. She has been working on something special to gift to you. So when that happens, please let me know, and I will make sure that she's in the chat to send it to you.
All right. Well, I will definitely let you know when we do the 50K stream and all that stuff. But we're in a crossroads in Teflon TV right now. We're at a crossroads. So it's like
Crossroads for what?
where the channel is gonna go, where it's gonna get taken off to, and everything else. Like
Do one of everything.
I have to figure out exactly. Well, the whole thing is the algorithm of YouTube doesn't allow you to just do whatever you want to do. So you either have to
Depending on the
be niche
tagging,
to a
Yeah.
certain thing, and that's where it comes down to. So I was thinking about starting a new channel and doing new channels, and I have a new channel already up there and stuff like that, and everything is up. But I don't know if I want to do that or I just want to do it on my channel. On this channel.
I've been branching out lately in some of the things that I'm doing too. So I'm keeping it to just one channel though, because I just don't think I have the patience to do YouTube multiple channels, and I only do this for fun. Like I'm not here for a paycheck, so
Yeah, in
it
the end,
behooves me to keep it all consolidated.
Yeah, in the end, I mean, the end game for me doing this is to do this full time forever. So if that's the case, to do it full time, I have to start thinking of what's actually
How you gonna map it? Yeah,
draw the views. I mean, I can't depend on doing, let's just say, Game of Thrones. Let's just say that, and be full time with Game of Thrones. It's only like 10 weeks out of the year, if that, you know what I mean. So something has to. I'll figure it out soon enough, and stuff like that. But there could be a lot more streams like this coming up on this channel, more than the other stuff that was there.
I can dig it.
That was done. Not that I wouldn't go back and do the other things. I probably would, here and there. You know what I mean? But I would just think that I have more fun doing things like this. So when it comes down to it, I think about it. Like,
For sure.
I have more fun doing things like this. When I have to edit videos and do all that stuff, and it takes me 7 to 8 hours, and I'm doing that, and it's like getting 1,000 views, 2,000 views. It's not really a good way of my time to do it. It's not a good, you know what I mean? So it'll get figured out when it's all said and done and everything else. Not that I always will love Game of Thrones and love the books and everything else, but I'm just not one of these people. I have done, if you look at my videos, probably 600, 700 videos, if not, on everything of Game of Thrones that could possibly be done. I'm not willing to go out there and do the same videos over and over again like other people are. It's just not me. It's not, and if it's not, if without new material or anything, it's just not worth it for me to do it. And House of the Dragon, it's not the same because the book is already written, so there's no way you could do a prediction video of what's going to happen. Everyone knows what the fuck's going to happen. So
true.
It just doesn't really. I don't know. It doesn't behoove me to stay in that lane.
That's fair. I get it. Yeah, the only real new things I'm doing as far as editing goes, because like Tony said, editing is hella freaking time consuming. I'm only editing whatever episodes me and JD watch for The Expanse, because I'm caught up, but he's just now getting into it. So I'm taking him through that Expanse journey through season 5 until I think we got another year or so till the last season comes out. So that's going to be cool. And I've been collabing with TGP doing some random poetry things. And our latest one we're working on is also with Living My Rhapsody. So y'all look out for those.
There you go. There it is.
Well, you guys see I did 2 whole review videos, and I said, I'm not doing this shit anymore.
The shit be hectic. It really does.
I said, this is not me. I cannot. I love talking with the people and everything, but no, ma'am, it's not for me. But when I decided to do the podcast, which I kind of am planning something around it and doing it, I was telling Tony, you can tell when you're into something because you're really excited to promote it and you don't care how much time you're putting into it because you enjoy doing it. And when it starts to become where you don't enjoy it and it doesn't feel good, it's honestly, the content to me isn't even as good either. The content feels kind of flat. So
I just feel like I fought so many years to get a seat at this table that people didn't want me at. I just don't feel like fighting anymore. Instead of fighting to get a seat at a table, I'd rather just make my own table and go somewhere else.
There you go.
That's the way it feels.
It feel like that sometimes. You got to follow the path.
So I've done everything I could do. I've done all this and done all this, and I've never gotten credit for this, never gotten credit for that. People stole this, people did that, and it was like I was never really truly felt welcome there or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? Like most people in this chat, I was like this. These are more Lovecraft people that found me from Lovecraft than Game of Thrones or anything else that I did, which it was only one season. You know what I mean? I get more love from
there
them.
are very
I get
few of
more
us that
love
have
from
been on
them
the Game of
people.
Thrones.
I get more love from them people, you know what I mean, than I do from the actual Game of Thrones community. So, you know, it's just like I just really kind of just like wash my not wash my hands of them. I love everybody and that I'm cool with and stuff like that. And I would still go to the cons and still do those things like that. But I just don't think that that's where it should go. I think it's most likely it's got to go somewhere else and stuff. And I
Well, the
enjoy
Lovecraft was
talking
great
about this
though,
stuff.
Tony.
I did,
Lovecraft was
yeah,
great.
but
Mayor
that's
of
over too.
Easttown was great.
That
Oh,
was great.
I love those.
I would do that stuff, Mayor of Easttown, and
Yeah,
like
those are
it's
great
shows
ones.
like that. I would do those type of things and everything. But besides that, I enjoy talking about more stuff like this.
You get to talk about love, sex, life, and relationships with me.
Yes.
Where is that happening?
Huh?
Whenever he invites me to pop in on his stuff. But he's gonna. But I asked him to be a guest on my show for an episode, so we'll see.
Okay.
Said,
y'all, the internet stay forcing me to get a freaking Instagram and whatnot, so I'm gonna have to do that so I can actually see that stuff.
Yeah.
So wait, your podcast is it just on Instagram?
Well, my podcast is everywhere. I promoted.
You on Podbean?
On IG, but yeah, I have a TikTok, I have an IG, I have a Twitter, but it's on Apple. It's on every streaming device it's on, and then I also stream now the recorded versions to YouTube. So
where can I go to see it live? Just like Spotify or whatever.
Can you put your links in the chat?
Yeah, you see my
Por favor.
See, it says link.bio. That's it.
Yeah. Okay, I got that. Damn it, I still gotta get a freaking Instagram now.
Yeah, and
it's available everywhere.
And Red Lipstick Club is on YouTube. You could check it out on YouTube.
Yeah.
It's always been there.
Yeah, I did both because some people like to physically watch you. So I started recording me doing the podcast, and then it's on Apple Podcasts and Google, Amazon, iHeartRadio. It's on all of them. But yeah, it's a good time. I'm like loving that, and I can totally empathize with Tony on wanting to change the direction of content and wanting to be inspired by it, and I'm excited because it's something I'm doing too. So that means I get to collab with him more and talk to people like Derek motherfucking Jackson.
Awesome. Yeah, listen, shit on him all you like. I love to watch a hypocrite burn. I love it.
God.
My sister and I both. We love to watch a hypocrite burn.
Tony didn't know him, but I had bought so Derek Jackson has made some of my favorite card decks, that are like thank you, Bridge. That are like card decks that and also sorry guys, quickly, Mara like comments on my videos. She's so sweet. I love that she's so engaged. So thank you for doing that. But yeah, so like I bought some of Derek Jackson's card decks, you guys, that he had made that are like for like ice breaking, and they're great. He had some great ideas, but the motherfucker was cheating on his wife the whole time, and she's so like homely looking, and he's like cheating on her with these like banger looking women. Like we were talking about those high earning men. It's like he became a high earning man and wanted to have a high earning looking woman, but was married to Annie Oakley.
It was just like Kevin Samuels tells you those kind of guys do. I told you the information the guy gives out, he's spot on with. I agree with about 95% of what he says. Not everything, but the information he's giving out, he's warning you. That's what happened, and it's true.
Was a specific instance where he was absolutely right, because it was basically like Derek had gotten to a certain point where the woman he was with no longer physically fit. With his
new socioeconomic status.
Yeah, and
so he went out of it because the chick he cheated on her with was a doctor.
Thank you, Tamara. Yeah, so he was basically trying to upgrade, but like being married.
Yep. Yeah.
But see, if you're gonna do something like that, then that's when you just have to leave your wife and just go live.
Yes, exactly.
What do you
You have
think
to,
about
you have
that,
to be
though,
fair
Tony?
about it.
Just
What
leave.
do you think about that, Tony? What do you think about the upgrade with like men that become higher earning men and they leave behind the women that were with them when they weren't higher earning? And you think about like a Kanye West, a Kevin Hart.
I was about to say that just made me think of that damn Kanye West song. Like he literally had it in the video. You know, Diana Ross's daughter was in it. I told you she was gonna leave your ass for a white. He was gonna leave your ass for a white girl.
Yeah, but like you see a lot of them that like the Kevin Hart one really stands out to me as somebody that was not high earning, had a wife and kids, got to a certain level, left his wife, and got a woman that he felt met a higher earning standard. Still cheated on said woman, but those women let you get away with that
Because there's more involved when you're at that economic status. It's not just about the relationship anymore. There's a business involved.
Yeah, it's a different kind of relationship.
It's a whole other kind of relationship there.
It's slightly transactional.
Slightly, Phil?
Slightly.
Is it? Yeah, is it
More
slightly?
transactional.
I think it's a little more than that.
Yeah, okay.
You're
right.
Much
You're right.
more
You guys are right.
transactional now. But here's the thing. That's what happens when, like, people feel sorry for Kevin Hart's ex-wife. But I'm like, okay, I see what you're saying. It looks messed up, but you don't know how that woman might have been treating Kevin when he was on his way up. She might have been up his ass every single day with nagging and complaining and yelling and telling him that he's not funny and he's not going to do this and that. And look at him now. And see, that creates animosity when women treat guys.
The light bill wasn't paid.
Listen, when you're on the way up, when women treat you like that, when they get there, they give you the finger. I'm telling you.
I think that's a whole nother stream.
I was gonna say that's a whole other topic. We do not have time to get into
about
tonight.
that, about how black men. I mean, you could go through a list with O.J. Simpson.
Oh boy!
You can go O.J. Simpson. You can go to Marvelous Marvin Hagler. You can go to many of black men. Charles Barkley, who was with black women before they made it, and then as soon as they made it, they dropped them for a white woman. That's a whole different stream and everything else.
Barkley's bad out here in these streets. FYI,
you know,
Charles Barkley is another story altogether.
Yeah,
things
show got so bad that the freaking Flavor of Love show got a season 2.
Hey,
because it's season 3 and 4.
Wait, did you say 3 and 4?
Yes, I want to see
that
keep going. I love Flavor Flav.
Yeah, Flavor Flav was great.
Don't mention Flavor Flav.
Yeah, man, I didn't know it was that hard in the streets of straight.
I never took it
I really didn't.
I took it for what it was.
I used to like Flavor Flav. Then I heard a story Tony tell, and fuck that guy.
Yeah, fuck.
Wait, what happened with Flavor Flav?
Wait, okay, you got to tell the story now. What happened?
Threw Tony over.
Please tell the story. What happened?
All right, we'll tell this Flavor Flav story. Then we had. Then I got it down. All right, yeah. So when I was going to, I was trying to get my stuff played when I was younger. On the radio station, there was a radio station called Adelphia College in Long Island, and Flavor Flav went there. Chuck D went there, and this is where you would go get your stuff played. So we went out there. Had a girl that was out there and my guy who took us out there was a dude named Shawnee D. And he used to be the DJ there when he was in college. And from the Ed Lover and Dr. Dre show, Dr. Dre was the MC when he would DJ for it back in the day. So he's like, oh, come out here to this college. We'll get your stuff played. So I go out there and to get it played. And when we get out there, a large professor is in there. It's right with his album before it came out. And he was playing Looking at the Front Door. Like that was on the flip side of his album. And Busta Rhymes was there. He was going to the college at the time. He didn't come out with an album yet. And he listened to my stuff, and he liked it. He was like, "Oh, you guys are good." Blah blah blah. We let him hear it through the Walkman, and he was like, "You guys are good." Blah blah. You know, we're coming out with an album called The Leads of New School, man. We'll hook you guys up. And I was like, "Yeah, you ain't hooking nobody up. You just talking. You just trying to get your shit played like me." I ain't really take him seriously, you know. So we're sitting there and we're waiting to get our stuff played, and this guy was named Wild Man Steve. He was the one who was gonna play the stuff. We're sitting there, and then Chuck D comes up, and Chuck D he gets up there, and he's up there, and he's with his niece and he's with his daughter, and it was weird to me because that was the first time I've ever heard someone's daughter call them by their first name. and they were little girls, and they were calling him Chuck, 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 and they were jumping all over my lap, and they liked me, and he was like, "Oh, my kid likes you, my niece likes you, blah blah," and he was mad cool. So then after that, Flavor Flav comes up there, and he's drunk. He's got a 6-pack of Heineken, and he's all drunk. And at this time, the song they were playing was "Get the Fuck Out of Dodge." It was the first time they were premiering. Never played it before. So they played "Get the Fuck Out of Dodge" and everything else, and they were playing. And we were sitting there all night waiting for this thing. So at the end of the night, Wild Man Street was like, "Oh, we got some young brothers up here," and that's my group was called the Irresistible Force at the time. It's like, "We got these young cats up here, the Irresistible Force. We're gonna play their stuff like that. We're gonna get it done." And Flavor Flav took the microphone away from him in the booth and said, "Nah, G, play our joint one more time." And then they played that song one more time, and then we stayed there all night, and they never played our stuff. They played our stuff one more time, and then he was like, "Oh, wow. Come back up here next week, and we'll play it next week." And I was like, "Nah, man, we out." Well, yeah, and ever since then, I was like, "Yo, fuck Flavor Flav," and still to this day, I'm like, "Fuck Flavor Flav."
But he was on drugs, Tony.
I don't give a fuck.
He had a problem. He's sober
But
now.
he was on drugs.
No, that's a dickish move, man. Nah, he deserves that smoke. That's a dickish move.
That's a dick move.
It was. I'm not gonna lie, dick move.
If I ever ran into him and Chuck D, they know. I guarantee you they remember that night because it was the first time they ever played that "Get the Fuck Out of Dodge." So I'm the police and I'm in charge, and if you don't like it, get the fuck out of Dodge. It's the first time they were debuting it there, and they debuted it there because they went to that college and everything else. So that's why they did it and stuff. And no, I'll fuck Flav up if I seen him right now. I'd say, I'm not his fucking bitch ass.
Tony, he's half your size, man.
Yeah, that wouldn't be fair.
He shouldn't have been talking shit.
That's his own fault. He should have realized.
And you box, man. You know what I'm saying?
He should have realized I was going to grow up.
He should have been talking shit.
He should have realized that back then. I was going to grow up.
He should have been talking shit. I love how AK slowed down her draw. She's like, he's fucked. That's fucked.
I'm just saying, fuck this fuck, man.
No, dude, and I'm not gonna tell a whole story. I have a similar story with a band that screwed over my like that shit sucks. Like that's awful. And yeah, maybe he was on drugs. Maybe he was sniffing that Bridget.
No excuse.
But no,
he was on crack. He was smoking crack back then. He admits it.
There's no denying it. Look at him. I mean,
yeah.
You can't. Look at you. You can't deny. I admit it. Yeah, I'm sure you do, motherfucker.
Look,
it's pretty
if
obvious.
Stephen King,
Stephen
King can be on a coke binge when he came up with that damn child sex orgy and then yeah, Flavor Flav can catch the smoke for being high on coke and coming up with this fuck shit.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, we got a story about Jadakiss. I don't care how good he is. Fuck that guy. We're gonna talk about that.
Hey, yo, I can say the same thing for DMX, and I know that might be hard for some New Yorkers to hear, but yeah.
DMX is wild. We all know it.
I feel you on that, Mara.
we all know DMX is wild.
I love you, Helena. I hope you subscribe to my channel because she has been blasting Kevin Samuels all night.
And I love it.
Who's Kevin Samuels?
She's been blasting this dude.
He is you might hate his delivery, but when you look at today's dating world, he is absolutely essential. Ladies, I'm telling you, take the guy's advice.
We're gonna take over
get better results.
Space. We're gonna take this space over from Kevin Samuels and all these unattractive men. There's got to be someone here who talks sense to him and that's attractive at the same time. So we're gonna take this space over from him.
With you.
Hakeem Campbell, Tommy Sotomayor, all these guys.
Is Tommy Sotomayor still even a thing?
Oh, we gotta take the space. We gotta take the space back from these guys because these guys are disgusting. And that's just the bottom line.
Tyler, Flavor Flav was like a skeleton wrapped in electrical tape.
I mean,
y'all leave him. Come on.
Not exactly wrong.
I'm a legit fan of Flavor Flav and Public Enemy, though.
I like Public Enemy.
He was the best hype man. He was the best hype man in the world. I will absolutely always give props for that.
Of all time.
However,
that was a dick
camera,
move,
there's some
that was a
questionable
dick
shit.
Move. And Tony's my man's in them. So I mean,
bringing that on there. I will tell you that. I'll say it right. Listen, I remember it because I was young and it was like the first time I like really seen like like I've seen other people like Coogee Rap and Kid and Play because they lived around my way, but like to see Chuck D and Flavor Flav, like I was excited to see these people. You know what I mean? I'm telling you, I was at the same time with Main Source were getting their shit played. Like they weren't even out yet. They were still trying to get their shit played, just like I was trying to get my shit played. You know what I mean? So like when I seen Large Professor in them in there, like they weren't celebrities to me. They were just regular dudes trying to get their shit played. You know what I'm saying? They played their shit because Flav wasn't there at that time. And they got their shit played before fucking Flav got his dumb ass up in there. You know what I mean? And I remember this fucking guy Thaddeus was there. Couldn't stand that motherfucker. He was just on Flav's dick. He ran downstairs to get him. I was like, look at this duck ass nigga, son. Running down there and everything on this dude's dick and all that shit. Man, I couldn't stand that dude. I'm like, that just brings back bad. All right. Thank you all y'all for rocking with us this whole night. You know, as always, thank Anna, Mandrell, Phil the Issues Guy, AK-47. I'm the Don Tony Teflon. I want to thank everybody for coming out here rocking with us and everything. We'll be back. I'll probably be back. Most likely I'll be doing live streams. You know what I mean? Like on the weekdays at nighttime, maybe like a Tuesday, Wednesday night, Thursday night type thing.
How when you trying to start on those dates though? I got work.
Yeah, I just those are easier days for me to do and stuff. The weekends I'll do maybe like a Saturday I could do it and stuff like that. But I'm free those nights and everything else, so it's easier for me to rock them. But I'll figure it all out and get everything else, and we'll try to do these topics and everything else and have more people on and stuff like that. As always, when I do these streams and we do it, you know, most likely to start with me and Anna, but you know, after hour, we'll always invite people in to give their opinions all the time, because even if they disagree with Anna and not me, that's fine. That's all right.
Hey, special shout out to Anna though. I appreciate you even thinking of me to bring me on here. I appreciate that. And thank you, Tone, also for allowing the time.
No problem.
And we got Mandrell and Phil. I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
No doubt. Make sure you share. I'm not taking this shit down, so this is here. So make sure you share the video, all right, and do all that. Make sure you subscribe if you're not. We will be back here talking about other stuff. I'm gonna do a stream on why you should not date big booty women. We'll do a whole stream on it.
Okay, we see. You know what?
I'll be here for that.
I'm not even gonna argue. I'll just be in the chat and see where that convo goes. But I'm sorry, Tone. I am gonna do a shameless plug. Okay, check me, Liv and Sam out for the ladies' chats for the ginger ale. Not ginger ale. We're spinoff ginger beer. So come through. Next couple weekends, we're gonna be doing another one.
There you go. Definitely check them out. Check out everyone. Subscribe to the Phil the Issues Guy channel, AK-47, and the Red Lipstick Club. Make sure you subscribe to all their channels and everything else. And if I do what I do is please thumbs up to spread this across the realm. And as always, subscribe. And until next time, you know who it is. Peace and stay sexy.